3HL Tour in its regular season. The Guelph Brewers look to defend home ice today, which happens to be the Sleeman Center. They'll be defending home ice against the Newmarket Saints, Simcoe County Clippers, the Hamilton Tigers, Oshawa 88s, the London Threes, Kitchener Lions, and the Milton Flyers. So a big task for them to try and get that back-to-back championship. Welcome inside our preview show. I'm your ringside host, Sam McDade. Rounding out the broadcast crew with me today, Pat Gregoire on play-by-play. And Pat, I gotta say, we have Simcoe County and Newmarket Saints out first today for our warm-up. We're just waiting on Simcoe County now, but that's our first game in the tour today so far at Sleeman Center. Let's talk about this matchup because we have an original 8 team and an expansion team. Pat, what do you think will happen in this round?
Yeah, thank you very much, Sam. I definitely think it's a tale of two different tapes right now. I mean, on the one side, like you mentioned, an original 8 team in the Newmarket Saints, and this team looked like, you know, they picked up where they left off last year, or maybe at the start of the season, you know, hosting a 2-1 record right now, lost in the finals to a very, very strong team in Guelph in the finals, and they're hungry. They're going to compete. On the other side, you've got the Simcoe County Clippers, who are entering their third 3HL Tour tournament. Not only are they looking for their first win, but they're also looking for their first goal. So it's a tall task that they have to face a very strong Newmarket Saints team. As you see, Chris McKinnon already off to quite an impressive start to his season. 4 goals for him. It's a very, very well-oiled machine, like I said, Newmarket. And it looks like they're ready to go as they're the only team right now taking the ice. But if we want to take a look at the roster here, I mean, a very, very, very impressive roster. A couple of additions that we'll go through as well to complement some of the great players like Chris McKinnon there, skating right by you, Sam. So Dan Kelly's a big-time addition, wearing number 4 for the Newmarket Saints. He actually played in the AHL last season, so this is a guy that's, you know, still very much in the depths of his professional hockey career. Another guy, number 6, Matt Tipoff, another player with some professional hockey experience, and of course Taylor Carnevale wearing number 18. Taylor Carnevale with some pro experience over in Europe and of course in the East Coast Hockey League as well. So Newmarket, a very strong team, a lot of great players on their team. And speaking of the Newmarket Saints, it looks like actually Sam McDade is along ringside with one of those Newmarket Saints.
That's right, alongside Matt Tipoff, who played with Chris McKinnon in Kitchener. Matt, talk about the chemistry that you and Chris are going to bring to this team in this tournament.
Me and Kinner played together for a couple years in Kitchener, and then we also played together for, I think it was 3 years in Halifax in the AUS. So we got a lot of chemistry. He's a very fiery offensive guy, and I'm a bit of a well-rounded guy. So we're pretty excited to finally be playing back together again.
This is your first tournament on the tour, and we were just talking about it before we got cut off on the broadcast. But tell me what your expectations are coming into today.
It's definitely a growing league, and it's extremely exciting. I mean, 3-on-3 hockey is as big as it is now in overtime and pro hockey all over the world. So it's definitely an exciting thing. It's a different kind of outtake and look on hockey, but it's great for the fans, and it's definitely great for everyone who comes out, and it's fun for us too. So it's definitely a good thing.
Speaking of the fans, as they get to know you today, can you tell me one kind of hockey superpower that you're going to bring to 3-on-3 hockey that you think will translate over well?
I've always been pretty good in the offensive zone and down low and around the corners and stuff like that. So, I mean, just hard work and hopefully sort of outlast the guys across the ice from us. Because, I mean, 3-on-3 is a pretty gassing experience for a whole game. So we'll see how it goes.
Thanks so much. Good luck in the tournament.
Thank you.
Pat, Matt Tip, a lot of chemistry with Chris McKinnon, as he was saying, so that's something to watch out for on the ice. We're seeing the Simcoe County Clippers take the ice today as well. Pat, your thoughts on tip-off?
Yeah, you know what, Sam, you hit it right on the head. Chemistry. That's a big thing that I think the Newmarket Saints have, and they continue to add some more chemistry. A guy like Matt Tipoff, like he said, you know, playing at St. Mary's in the CIS with him, also playing with Kitchener. Another Kitchener Ranger as well, Dan Kelly. Also talked about him. There you see the roster there. We'll quickly go through it. Taylor Carnevale, mentioned him already. Paul Clancy playing the SPHL and some CIS as well. Adam Davies, another player with NCAA experience. Nick Hovanesian, another guy that played with many of these players for the Newmarket Saints the Newmarket Hurricanes in the Ontario Junior Hockey League. Kevin Jarman, Sean Jones, he tore it up last tournament with the Oshawa 88s while he managed to make it on the way back to this Newmarket Saint team. Chris McKinnon, we've already talked about him. How could you not? A stud in the OHL, a guy that filled the net throughout his career, back-to-back seasons as a top 10 scorer in the Ontario Hockey League. And then Matt Tipoff, and of course, the tender of the twine, the leader of this team, Jimmy Sargent. He's to the right of you, right, Sam? He is getting in the mood. He was outstanding, I thought, not just all last season, last tournament. He picked up where he left it off. And we've talked about Newmarket. It looks like, Simcoe's starting to slowly creep out here, and we'll maybe take a look at their roster. As I mentioned yesterday, Sam, on the broadcast, this is a team that is much better than 0-2 and not being able to score a goal. Their goal differential is 8 goals against. They've got Norm Ezekiel, who played in the AHL just a few years ago. You look down there, Doug Reed, another standout in the NCAA, played in the SPHL. Ben Parker is a new addition here, playing in the East Coast Hockey League, went over for France for a couple of years, played at Canisius, a Division I school as well. So you look at this roster, I mean, the talent is no doubt there. They just haven't been able to put it together, Sam, and I don't know when it's going to happen, but I feel bad for them because they've got another tough challenge against this Saints team.
Yeah, this is a hard round one opponent for them, and you know what? You nailed it right on the head. Pat was saying that they're just trying to find their footing, and that's something that we always see on the 3HL Tour is some teams take a little bit longer to adjust than others and to find that chemistry. Look at Guelph. Best team on paper for us last season, but then when it boiled down to it, they just couldn't get that tournament win.
Absolutely.
And now on the benches with them now, you're hearing them yelling out lines, yelling out plays. They've really took the time to kind of think about this format of this game and figure out a style that works for them. So I hope the Simcoe County Clippers can do that today as well.
Yeah, you know what, Sam, that's a great point, and I think it is possible. Like I said, they've got the tools there. You can tell the talent on paper, on the ice. You see the guys there. They're quite a remarkable group. It's just they haven't been able to really put things together, and it is unfortunate. Maybe we see it today. Of course, Newmarket, it is a tough task to say the least. But this Simcoe County team haven't found the back of the net. They're a great defensive team. They held that very, very potent London team to just 3 goals. A little bit of unfortunate circumstances against the Oshawa 88s a couple weeks ago in Collingwood, but I still think that was a much closer game than a 5-0 loss. They just ran into a hot goalie there as well, but it's interesting to see. Well, I mean, mentioning a couple of those other players, Zach LaRue is another player that has been added to this roster. He's a guy that played in the SPHL, another NCAA grad as well that started his junior career in the OJHL. So, Sam, there's definitely no shortage of talent on this Simcoe team. And speaking of talent, Sam, you're there with a very talented player in Doug Reed, one of the players that has played in all 3 tournaments so far for the Clippers.
That's right, Pat. Doug, you've been in all 3 tournaments so far. What is your overall take on this as you kind of have gotten your feet wet, gotten into the game, and played a couple of games in the jersey?
It's lots of fun. It's obviously a way different aspect to the game, and it takes some getting used to, but it's fun hockey, and I've enjoyed it so far.
The Simcoe County Clippers are going to look for a win against these guys. What do you think it's going to take to defeat them?
I don't know. Something's got to change. We haven't been doing too good, obviously, so far. So I think we got to focus a little more on defense, tighten things up back there, and I think it'll be all right.
You guys have a talented roster, so I think it's just a matter of finding the chemistry amongst you guys, and we've seen that on the tour before. For you personally, just so far our fans can get to know you and your fans, what's kind of a trait of your hockey skill that you bring over that you think translates well from 5-on-5 to this 3-on-3 pro hockey extravaganza?
I don't know. I guess I can be decently skilled. I got a good shot, but I guess it's my my hockey sense. I have a good view of the ice, I think, so probably just playing smart and simple.
Something that comes in handy. Thanks so much, Doug.
So thank you.
Best of luck. Pat, like Doug Reed just said, lots of good hockey sense and being patient with it, and we're going to look out for his shot that he was talking about later on when the games take place.
Sam, you know what? Good interview there, but I would have to argue their defense has been pretty spot on. I think it's the goaltending, sorry, not goaltending, the defense that seems to be an issue. Sorry, offense. The defense has been great, I thought. The goaltending has been pretty solid as well. It's the offense, and hopefully we can see that shot from Doug Reed, because it certainly would help out this club. Sam, if I had to, pick an edge here, who's got the edge, I'm certainly going with the Newmarket Saints. Last night on our preview show here from the Sleeman Center, I gave them the upper hand, and I could see these guys not only winning a couple rounds here, but I think they could come out on top and win a tournament here. They were very strong last year, and this year in that Collingwood tournament, I thought they were very good. I thought they were very strong. I thought they skated well. I thought they defended much better than they did last year. And one thing that happened last year a lot was Chris McKinnon putting the puck in the net, and it looked like he did the exact same thing as he finished with 4 goals. And speaking of CMAC, you're standing alongside ice level with him now.
Thanks, Pat. That's right. I thought it would be appropriate to bring Chris McKinnon into the conversation as we're talking about all the players on the team that you have great chemistry with. Can you talk about some of your newest roster additions?
Absolutely. Dan Kelly, one of the best defensive defensemen I've ever played with. Played with him on Kitchener for 2 years. And then he went and played in the AHL for like 7 or 8. So he's just coming off, retiring, but he's going to have a good night tonight and just, be the stud on defense for us.
So you guys are facing off against this new expansion team, the Simcoe County Clippers. They're looking for a win in one of these tournaments. Do you think it's going to be today? What's the game plan to kind of put up the brick wall here?
In all honesty, I'm not too worried about it at all right now, to be honest. So they haven't scored a goal this year, and I think that's an important factor when we have the best goal in the league. So I think we're confident coming in. We're not going to say it's a guaranteed win, but we're going to make sure that we get the W.
Awesome. Well, best of luck, Chris.
Thank you.
And Pat, they may not need any luck because it's a guaranteed W here in Chris McKinnon's books, which is valid. Like we were just talking about, it was like he was listening to our broadcast, hearing us rave about Jimmy Sargent just moments ago.
Yeah. All right, Chris McKinnon doing his best impersonation of Mark Messier. Guaranteed win night. Bold call, but hey, Chris McKinnon plays with a lot of confidence, and a big part of that there, how can't you, he mentioned the play of goaltender Jimmy Sargent. He called him the best goalie in the league, and I don't know necessarily if you can argue that, Sam. His numbers last year were pretty strong. We saw him probably outside of maybe Rich Wigmore and maybe David Blair make the most highlight reel saves, and I think he picked it up where he left off last year. Up in Collingwood, he was very good. I think the one thing of his game that maybe has an upper hand on a lot of goaltenders in the 3HL is the ability to move the puck. Beautiful assist last tournament. Went behind the net, no trapezoid here in 3-on-3 pro hockey. Went behind the net, grabbed the puck, sauced it up to Chris McKinnon, who was wide open. And obviously we've seen what Chris McKinnon's been able to do on breakaways, and he usually does score. So, Sam, you heard my pick. I think Newmarket's going to come out with a W here. What's your thoughts?
For me, because I'm kind of rooting for these underdogs here to kind of show what they have on the 3HL tour. We really haven't seen it all, and I think that this is a good opportunity for them. As long as they get the hop the jump right off the hop, yep. Sorry, I feel like it's anybody's game. But Jimmy Sargent is going to be a daunting task for them. So as long as they keep a cool head, get maybe a goal right off the hop, anything's possible. But if Newmarket comes out with that offense that we always see, it might be like you said, Pat, Newmarket in this one.
Yeah, it's going to be very overwhelming for this Simcoe County Clippers team. No doubt. It's a tall task. We've said it. It's a big-time cliche, but it really is. And Newmarket's one team that, if they come out flying, that's usually when they do well. They'll usually go in pretty deep. It's the times where they come out flat, they usually don't end up leaving the first round. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, if they come out hot or if they come out flat. I think that's going to be an indication of what their day will be like. So, Sam, as you see now, yep. Hamilton coming out and Oshawa as well.
A couple of things that I've noticed, some players being called up to different rosters and being out. I don't know if I'm seeing things correctly, but I think I see Rich Wigmore out for an early skate here with the Hamilton Tigers, so we'll see what that's about in a little bit. But yeah, I think that this as well is going to be an interesting match. We have Oshawa, who was overhauled in the season and did fantastic in our last tournament because of Sean Jones, but again, we saw him playing with the Newmarket Saints, getting that call to that team. The Hamilton Tigers, though, not one to be underestimated. This is going to be a tough matchup, Pat.
Yes, it is. I think this is a great matchup. You see the Hamilton Tigers, obviously, Sammy, we saw what they did in their first tournament, winning it in the first try. Wasn't beginner's luck because the next tournament they went to the semifinals and had a pretty strong game. And it looks like they have a pretty strong roster here as well. Last week I was last tournament I was very impressed with what they had to play. They still play that very strong defensive game, but they allow players to sneak out on the rush and score off the rush. You have guys like Phil Brewer, played in the AHL last year, played a little bit in the East Coast Hockey League, and of course NCAA standout with Bemidji State, a great OJHL player as well, led the Ontario Junior A Hockey League 1 year, I believe. I can't remember exactly what it was, but we'll take a look at the roster now here. Dustin Alcock with some CIS experience in the OJHL and the ACH, the Allen Cup Hockey League. Mike Burgoyne, a ton of professional hockey experience. He is the captain and GM of this team. Jeff Keister, some East Coast Hockey League and EIHL experience as well. Simon Mangos, also from the coast in the EIHL. Josh Rinaldi leading this team in goals with 4, playing the SPHL in France, and of course the NCAA Division III with Adrian College. Chad Spur playing the coast as well. And big Joey Tanute, the first pick overall in this year's 3HL draft. He has experience in the AHL, not the NHL there, the DEL, the East Coast Hockey League, Liga, pretty much every single European league that you can think of, and Brett Leggett as well, tending twine in between the pipes. So Josh Rinaldi with 5 goals, Phil Brewer with 3 assists and leading in points with 8. So Newmarket, no doubt, has a ton of scoring ability, but they can play strong defense, like I said. And speaking of defense, the backbone of that team is Mike Burgoyne. Like I mentioned, he's the guy who built this team. He won a championship last year with the London Threes as well. So I think he really, really recognized what it takes to be a Champions Cup team. But last tournament, we saw him jump in the rush a little more than we did last year. I don't know if he noticed maybe he could take more of an offensive role with this Hamilton team, but speaking of Mike Burgoyne, he is alongside you, so maybe you can ask him where was all the offense came from last tournament in London.
Thanks, Pat, and that's what I'm just about to ask him. Mike, we were talking about on the broadcast all of the offense that came out of London. Where did that spark from?
Good question. We're not too sure. I think we got an early jump on London a couple tournaments ago, and it just kind of flowed. I don't think there was anything particular that we did. Just happened.
Hamilton's been doing very well. So we had the finals and a win in London, and Collingwood a semifinals loss, but still made it to the semifinals. Today, what do you think is pushing your expansion team, and really what's clicking? Do you think that everyone's just kind of grasping the format really well, or is it team chemistry?
Well, a lot of our guys we've played together before. They're all local guys that I played with at one point and another. So I kind of knew we would click pretty well, and they're guys that would buy into a system pretty quickly. So I think our advantage in London was we had a pretty good system, which probably every other team's caught on to. So we'll see how it goes this time.
Mike, lastly, facing Oshawa 88s, can you give me anything on the game plan? I'm going to ask every tournament.
This one's going to be tough because there's actually a couple guys that we know very well, so I think there'll be a bit of animosity from it. One of our players ended up coming, Mike Roberto, to their team. We just didn't have room for this tournament because we had everyone available, so I think a lot of guys will be going really hard at us today.
One more last question. I promise I'll set you free. Let's talk a little bit about Joey Tanute. He's going to make his first appearance in this tournament today. What do you think he's going to bring to the team?
Well, Joey's a very highly skilled offensive player. He's played a bit of NHL, very strong European player. So I think if he can catch on to the format pretty quick, he's going to be pretty dangerous with the puck in the slot, which is what we're looking for.
So a dangerous player addition to a dangerous team. So it'll be a dangerous mix for sure.
Dangerous. We're just dangerous. That's it.
Thanks so much, Mike.
Yeah, have a good day.
You too. Pat, Hamilton Tigers are dangerous. Mike Burgoyne has definitely sealed that or coined that phrase that we'll have to use on the broadcast today. Joey Tenu not out for the warm-up, but will be playing in today's tournament, as Mike said just prior to our interview.
Maybe he's driving Brett Leggett, because we don't see him in the warm-up right now. Rich Wigmore, the goaltender for the London Threes, taking warm-ups. But I agree everything with what Mike Burgoyne said. And spoil alert, as we're going to switch over to Oshawa, Matt and Mike Roberto now playing for the Oshawa 88s. We saw the one Roberto, the twin, playing with Hamilton, and now they both are playing for this Oshawa 88s team that is a very strong Oshawa 88s team. We saw them win their first game. We also saw that they were able to put up some offense. 5 goals against Simcoe, and the offense ran a little bit dry against a Guelph team, but nonetheless a very strong showing, and I expect big things from this Oshawa club. And it all starts with the man you're beside right now, Marcus Carroll, the GM and captain of this 88 squad. Take it away, Sam.
That's right, Pat. We are expecting big things out of the Oshawa 88s. And Marcus, let's talk about your team in the last tournament. You guys got your first win since January of last season. How did that feel? What do you think really clicked for your team to make it happen?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of our first event last weekend, so now we kind of know what to expect and what we're coming into. So, it's just more so in this game, it's puck possession over everything. So just got to hold on to the puck and look for our opportunities when they make mistakes.
You guys have your feet wet in this tournament so far. You know that Hamilton's been kind of lighting the lamp a little bit on the 3HL Tour in tournaments that you guys weren't in as well. What's the game plan to come out strong against these guys today? Yeah, well, I mean, Hamilton's a good team. They've won a tournament already. They've won a couple games throughout the other tournaments as well. So to be completely honest, when we first came into Collingwood, we watched their game and kind of took a page out of their book of how they played. So it should be a good game, should be entertaining, and hopefully we come out on top. Marcus, what's the plan? Hold on to the puck and score more goals than them. Looking for Oshawa to hold on to the puck, but it was very interesting to hear Marcus say that they took a page out of the Hamilton Tigers book, an original 8 team looking to an expansion team to see a different way to play this game and to try to excel in it.
Yeah, absolutely, Sam, but you could basically consider this 88s team an expansion team anyways. Last tournament, they had Andrew Boyle and Stefan Scholig, who were the last 2 remaining teams or players from last year's team. This year, this tournament now, it's all new players. Marcus Carroll has done a fantastic job building a strong team, and he's continuing to build. He still has some other players on the wire, which he hasn't said who, but he's trying to bring in some more bodies as well. We'll see some new bodies coming in for sure as well. Last week, Ed Snetzinger was a breakout player, to say the least, leading this team now in points. I thought he was great, a great playmaker. Noel Coltice as well, former OHLer. He really fit well with the 3-on-3 pro hockey. Shane Terry, a former CIS player, a grizzled veteran, if you will, long playing in Senior A hockey, came out here and he's done a great job translating to 3-on-3 pro hockey, but a great CIS player as well for him as well. Jamie Williams, he joins this team, and I think this team is going to be really strong. But Sam, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into the second half of the 8K pre-game show.
I'm worn with pride by the greats of yesterday, today, I'm worn with pride by the greats of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I represent your team, your town, your city, your nation. For the games that you didn't need ice at all. Stained by your sacrifice and hard work. 6 a.m. practices to game night. At home or on the road. I was there for your first steps on the ice, and I will be there for your last. Athletic Knit, the name in the game.
So take it away with Matt Kennedy.
Guelph Brewers coming into this game today and at the Sleeman Center. Do you guys have a sense of home ice today?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of guys that either played junior here or live here now in the city, so
drives a little bit less, some friends and family in the stands. So yeah, definitely a home ice feel today.
When you face off against a team as the London Threes, what's the game plan for this? I know that they're on the bottom end of a kind of losing skid here. They're looking to come out hot against you guys. What's going to be the game plan to kind of shutting the door on them and getting past them in round one?
Well, as two teams, I think we know each other pretty well. We've faced them a few times now. We skate with them outside of this as well. So I think the teams are pretty familiar with one another. And yeah, they've had a slow start, but I think a lot of that, they just haven't had all the guys out yet. So we're not trying to take them too lightly. We know, they're skilled guys. They've got some guys that can put the puck in the net. So things happen fast. So you got to be ready to go right from the puck, drop of the puck.
Matt, for you, you had an incredible season last season, or having another one this season. What's going to be the key for you today to put a couple pucks in the net?
I think you said it there. Get the puck in the net. Get the puck on the net, I think, is a big one for me. If I get the shots, typically good things happen for me. So just getting to those areas and making sure I'm shooting the puck.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. Best of luck.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Lots of shooting the puck from Matt Kennedy. We'll see if he can pot a couple against Rich Wigmore. And it is funny, Pat, like he was saying that they do skate together. We've been doing a couple shoots for a little project called On the Tour, where we had the chance to talk to Matt Kennedy and Rich Wigmore in the same night, because they do practice in the same kind of facility, right, Pat?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an awesome little barn. I shouldn't even say little barn. It was massive.
Massive.
Matt Kennedy's his business that he works with, the owner, has an awesome facility in Fergus. So I'd say about 8 3HLers were out there from these two teams. So it was pretty cool to see them skating, all on the same team for the skate. I will say I would have liked to seen it 3-on-3 though, because even in Shinny, it was looking a little clogged up. So when you have skilled players like this, you give them a lot of space out there with 3-on-3. It certainly is fun to watch. We haven't even mentioned Brett McLean. This is a guy that his career was cut short due to a heart ailment, and he was one of the top prospects in the NHL, a very flourishing career that unfortunately, came, and now he's playing back on the 3HL tour, and he looks great. He looked awesome last week, led the team in assists, and I think he's going to be a big part of the success for the Brewers once again. Moving over to this London team, though, I mean, this is probably going to be one of the stronger rosters that we do see. Jason Williams, Stanley Cup champion, speaking of which, once again, sitting alongside you at ice level. Sam, take it away.
Thanks so much, Pat. Jason, welcome back on the tour for another tournament again. You had no problem lighting the lamp in the first tournament of the season. What do you think the key here to good offense is against the Guelph Brewers today?
Good defense. I think they won the last tournament, so we definitely have our hands cut for us, and just got to make sure that we play well defensively and try not to give up too much, and then just take advantage of the chances that we get and things. The games are quick, so I think I think we learned our lesson. I think in the London tournament that it's not just all about offense. You got to play a little bit of defense as well.
And for you personally, is there anything that you're looking to change to your game plan coming into today?
Just keep my shift short. Try not to get caught out too long, because that's when you get tired, you start to think, and as hockey players, it's better when we don't think. So
everybody's been saying short shifts. Best of luck, Jason. Thanks so much for chatting.
Thank you.
Pat, Jason Williams again making another return to the London Threes. It's always great to see him on the roster. It is a real treat to see him on the ice. Like I said, lights the lamp every single time, and had no problem adjusting. Even though he said he might have that adjustment phase, no problem adjusting to the 3-on-3 play.
Yeah, zero time to adjust. He was lights out immediately. Scored 2 goals in his first game, and then came out in the second, got another one when his team got shellacked pretty good. So I expect him to, be one of the top players on this Threes roster. He's a quick skater. He can still see the ice really well. He's a guy that I'm looking forward to see, and I know London 3 fans are going to be happy that he's back in the roster alongside, the likes of many other strong players. Phil Terry's another new player, but as you see now, the Milton Flyers taking the ice. The last matchup that we do have for round number 1, it's the Flyers taking on the Kitchener Lions. There you see Tyler Ryan, one of the leading goal scorers from the 3HL Tour last year. But we're going to take a look at these Flyers, because they're the first team out on the ice. They're all ready to go. So we're going to take a look at the Flyers now.
Yep, that's right, Pat.
A very strong team. Tristan Fairbairn
Tristan Fairbairn, I'm just chatting with him now. I'm gonna get him in just one moment. He's saying, I really want to warm up here, Sam. No questions just yet, but
the thing, Sam, is I don't blame him because it's, you know, we haven't seen either of these teams since the first tournament, right? So he does need a warm. I'm sure he's been on the ice since then, but of course you got to get acclimated. And you know, Tristan, you know, and this Milton Flyers team won on won on this ice surface last year.
I'll see if I can reel him in right here.
There you go. Take it away.
Standing alongside my friend Tristan Fairbairn. Tristan, let's talk about this matchup. You guys saw each other in the first tournament, but haven't seen each other since. What's this round one game looking like for you guys today?
You know, you come out and everybody's got different players kind of every tournament. So you can't play it expecting that. You just got to play your game and hope for the best.
What are you hoping for the for the Milton Flyers today and your roster? Do you have any new additions that you can chat with us about here on the broadcast?
We got a couple new additions. A couple guys got sick or whatever late, so we got a couple guys that had to come in. Good players, solid players, so we'll see what they can do. It's a little different game, so it should be fun.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Tristan.
Thank you.
Tristan Fairbairn, always a treat to have on the broadcast and to interview. And like you said, a couple people got sick last minute. Like London had a couple injuries. Just here and there, a couple people like in 5-on-5 hockey who can't make it. But it always makes for a treat because it's nice to see new players make the adjustment onto the tour and really see them shine because they realize how much ice they really do have to work with here.
It certainly is an adjustment period, Sam. I couldn't agree more. And there are a few players that are going to have to make some adjustments. Joey DeRoche, a new player as well, played some CIS. Chris Corte, a last-minute addition, played some pro in Germany and played in the CIS and the OJHL as well. So a couple of players that we saw last year, last tournament, Chad Blundy, a CIS star, played in the Central Hockey League as well. Troy Bars, a very strong player as well, played in Sweden a couple of years ago. Actually, last year, played in the East Coast Hockey League as well. Tristan Fairbairn with some pro experience as well. Jordan Forfar playing for York University, one of the many York University players. And Kevin Willer returns to the lineup playing in the SPHL and NCAA Division I. And now we're going to switch things over to the lone man for the Kitchener Lions in Tyler Ryan.
That's right, Pat. And I'm going to ask the tour question right now of Tyler, where's the team?
They're all getting here, getting dressed, and taking their time.
So you got out on the ice nice and early, kind of a pregame ritual for you, as I noticed that you're always on the ice for warm-ups. As you face this Milton team that we haven't seen a lot of because this is only the third tournament, what are you expecting in this round one game?
Not a whole lot, really. Like, we're just... We had the turnout down in London that we had, so we're going to kind of grow off of that. And new team and everything that we're playing against, so we'll see where we're standing at.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Ryan.
No problem.
Tyler Ryan. Tyler Ryan right there for you. I'm going to let him warm up by himself there, and hopefully his team will be joining him just momentarily. Pat, who do you have in this matchup here today? I know it's hard to tell because we haven't seen them in a little bit, but between the two teams, Milton and Kitchener, who do you have?
Well, if it's the players that are on the ice right now, no offense to Tyler Ryan, but playing all by yourself on the ice with no goalie is going to be tough. No,
I think it's a requirement to have 3 in the 3H. I'll have to talk to Justin.
No. I mean, though, the players will be on their way shortly, obviously. But you know what? If I have to pick a team here, I think I'm going to go with Milton. I do like what Kitchener has done with the roster. Jason Pitton and you know, his brother Brian Pitton have done a great job bringing in guys like Dan Lapointe, Chad Paintshow, Cal Wild, all guys who played together in the East Coast Hockey League. But looking at the roster here today, they are going a little bit shorter, which some teams actually prefer to do. But I'm a big proponent. You have to go with that big bench because, you know, there's just guys that are going to run out of gas. They're going to run out of speed. And I do like the way that Milton's built their roster. A couple players that returned from last year. Carson Devine, a former OJHL standout, playing in the FHL as well. A big body that can skate well and can put the puck in the net. I think it's going to be close, but I do just give a slight edge to Milton. But I mean, if Kitchener was to win, that wouldn't surprise me either.
This one really can go either way in my opinion as well, Pat, but I do like what you said about the rosters, because even just speaking to Jason Williams earlier on the London Threes, he was saying, you know, got to play defense, have to take short shifts, have to conserve the energy, and that was something that they ran into, and it was a very apparent thing, because like you said, they came out for game 2, and they had that rest period between, but they were gassed, and that absolutely blew it for them. They're a very talented roster and could have easily moved on to the finals, but just couldn't because they didn't have the energy. So like you said, I agree with you with the larger rosters and larger benches, really. And how big really are they though, Pat, on the 3HL tour? So you got to take all that you can get.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. I mean, you know, 9 aside, so a lot of teams electing to go with 3 lines each. And some players, some teams like that. Some prefer to go one man short. It's totally, you know, all that what you do. A lot of teams like Guelph, they roll 3 lines, so they go with that system. So they like to have 9 players. A team like Toronto, they have set defensemen that they want to roll through just a couple of pairings. So they'll do that. They'll go through that as well. So it's totally, you know, pick your poison. I compare it a lot to college basketball. There are some teams that have different systems that work against different teams, and some other players work well against other teams, and some players work well with others. You see that in college basketball. These little small programs find ways to beat really top teams, and I think that's a lot with the 3HL, but I think there's way more parity in the 3HL Tour than there is in college basketball. And now, Sam, it looks like you're joined alongside one of the members of the Milton Flyers, and I got to say, pretty solid Movember right there.
Movember, Troy Bars with the handlebars, right?
Yeah, thank you very much.
We were just talking about how you played in the Champions Cup with Guelph in last season's finals. What's it like after you got your feet wet? What did you think of the tour, and what made you want to come back for this season?
Last year, the last tournament was my first tournament, and I thought it was a blast. It's nice and quick, up-tempo, and it's 3-on-3, so speed's huge, and that's my game. So I wanted to come back with the money winners from last year and try to win some more money and have some fun, pretty much.
That's a solid off-ice game plan, might I say.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, for the 3HL Tour for you for today, you guys are facing off against the Kitchener Lions. What is your guys' game plan going into that game?
Looks like they got a short bench, so probably get right on them.
Maybe it's like a mental thing, like, you know?
It could be. We don't fall for it.
You don't fall for it.
No.
Okay, and now lastly for our 3HL Tour fans, what's something that in your 5-on-5 play really translates well to 3-on-3 and you think that will stand out for you today?
From 5-on-5 to 3-on-3? Yeah. Just speed. Speed and shooting the puck from anywhere. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, best of luck today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Pat, speed, shooting the puck from anywhere, all good traits that we like to see on the 3HL Tour.
Keep it simple, stupid. But I will say one thing with Troy Bars. If I couldn't see from here, I could only see the mustache. If I knew that it was Troy Bars, I definitely would have made the handlebars pun.
I was
very
waiting.
Upset I didn't. I was very, very, very upset I did not. But I got to say, hilarious that he just admitted, oh, most people are like, you know, playing buddies, love the game. No, he just said straight up, I want to play for the team that made the most money. That's awesome.
That was a good game plan. I was like,
yeah,
whoa, that was very smart, very smart. No, I was waiting for you to pick up on the handlebars coming. I was like, oh, is he going to say it? We're still waiting on the Kitchener Lions. Looks like they might not be making an appearance in warm-ups, which happens because they're a later round 1 game anyway. So we'll see what they can pull off in their game.
Sam, one little quick note for the viewers at home. This is the first time I've seen teams actually practice breakaways in warm-up. So that's something to note. And if you have noticed, a lot of these guys, they probably shouldn't take a short time because, as you know, Sam, it is a penalty shot with chasers. So it's not your generic, breakaway, generic penalty shot where you have all the time in the world. You got to take off quick. You got to get going because you have, a full other team chasing you, 3 other guys chasing you down. So
And when you're going up on a penalty shot with chasers and you're facing a goaltender like Jimmy Sargent or one of the other goaltenders on the tour, Rich Wigmore, somebody who's going to come up really big, not only are you thinking, how am I going to beat this goaltender, but like you said, out-racing their defenders behind you. It's a really good element, and this is very, very cool to see. So hopefully I'll get out of Tristan Fairbairn maybe before they get off the ice who their go-to guy is for the penalty shots, but I'll try and pick away at that for you, Pat.
Yeah, it would be tough to see. I mean, their goaltender right now is looking pretty sharp in between the pipes, and I think goaltending, we've talked about it so much, it is so important on the 3HL tour. I mean, the top teams, they're the ones that really come out top, and I think that for Milton last year, they were very lucky that they did have Dave Davenport. We haven't seen him just yet this year, so they have had a little bit of a goalie carousel in between the pipes for them. So we'll have to wait and see what their goaltending situation is like for the rest of the season. But right now, they know who they have in between the pipes, and they're going to have to deal with that. But like Tristan said, they're hungry, they know their game plan, and they're going to stick to it.
Pat, I agree 100%, and that's something Tristan said before last season on the tour, and you can see them stick to it as they raked in the dough, literally winning tournament after tournament last season. So we'll see if they can do that again here today at the Sleeman Center. The Brewers, again, will be trying to put up the wall against all other 7 teams, but it's going to be a very interesting tournament. A lot of good clubs here today.
Yes, I said it last night on our preview show. I think this, on paper, could be the best tournament that we've not only seen this year, but I think in the history of the year and a couple of tournaments of the 3HL Tour. We've got a lot of strong teams, and folks, you are in for an absolute treat for the 3HL Guelph games here from the Sleeman Center. So don't you move, or if you do move, promise us that you'll come back, grab a beer, grab whatever you need, because at 3 o'clock we will be dropping the puck on the second annual 3HL Guelph games for some electric 3-on-3 pro hockey.
I mourn with pride. By the greats of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I represent your team, your town, your city, your nation. For the games that you didn't need ice at all. Stained by your sacrifice and hard work. 6 a.m. practices to game night. At home or on the road. I was there for your first steps on the ice, and I will be there for your last. Athletic Knit, the name in the game.
It's 10 p.m. You've barely had time to kiss the little lady and wolf back some leftover beef and macaroni casserole. Why would you think you had any time to do some laundry?
Oh, gross! Sully, what died?
Don't be that guy. You're not a knuckle-dragging caveman anymore, so stop smelling like one. Only Winwell Hockey Equipment has the odor management technology called Clean Sport NXT. This hockey stick is proud to be a lone wolf. It has no superstar endorsement, no limited edition numbers. Sure, it's also made of graphite and fiberglass, but we've added one more secret ingredient. The salty tears of whimpering goaltenders. The Winwell Composite Stick. Lethal quality, twice the leading manufacturer's warranty. Yeah, go get one and score.
I'm worn with pride by the greats of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I represent your team, your town, your city, your nation. For the games that you didn't need ice at all. I was there for your first steps on the ice, and I will be there for your last. Athletic Knit, the name in the game.
Welcome inside Guelph, Ontario, and more specifically the Sleeman Center, which is home of the Guelph Storm of the Ontario Hockey League. But today, the tour is storming in here and taking over as the Guelph Brewers look to make back-to-back big check wins here on the tour in the third tournament of the season. I'm Sam McDade, your ringside host, and today I'm joined by Pat Gregoire, our play-by-play commentator. Patty, how great is it to be here in the Sleeman Center?
Inside the Sleeman Center was way back when the Guelph Storm hosted the Memorial Cup. It was an unbelievable event. I've fallen in love with the building pretty much then. The city of Guelph, it's a great hockey town, and I'm glad that we're back here for the second time, and we will be back here once again on April 21st for the 3HL Champions Cup. So Sam, I mean, as you can tell, I'm pretty fired up to be in the G-Tickle, yes, as they call it.
It is a beautiful facility. It's a beautiful town. Overall, it is just gorgeous location for the 3HL Tour to make a stop. Everyone here is so passionate about their hockey. And speaking about being passionate about hockey, Pat, I got to get your thumbs up and thumbs down on a couple things, a couple topics that will be coming up in this tournament. Are you ready, Pat?
I couldn't be more ready, Sam. Couldn't be more ready.
All right, well, first off, my first question to you is, do you think that the Simcoe County Clippers are going to get the monkey off their back and get their first win of basically their existence here today?
Ooh, Sam, throwing a tough one at me right out of the gate. We talked a little bit about this, how I think that this Simcoe team is a much better team than them being, 0-2, not scoring a goal, having a -8 differential, zero cash in their pocket. I think they're a very strong team. A guy like Doug Reed, playing in the NCAA, he's a great skater, plays really well. Norm Ezekiel, another very strong skater, has the ability to play defense and play on the wing as well. a former AHLer, a guy that played for the Barrie Colts in the Ontario Hockey League, just to name a few guys. Ben Parker as well, an NCAA standout with Canisius. All these pieces come together, but they just haven't been able to put it all together. But the task gets even tougher as they play the Newmarket Saints, the team that I deem as one of the top 4 teams in all of the 3HL Tour. So Sam, sorry to the Clippers, sorry for everyone in Simcoe County, but I'm going thumbs down on that one. I think the Newmarket Saints get a win here today.
Pat, I have to join you on that thumbs down. We have Jimmy Sargent and Ned on the Newmarket Saints, as well as Sean Jones joining their roster again. We saw him really light the lamp and work it for Oshawa in Oshawa's favor. I was so blown away by his performance that I thought, is it Oshawa or is it him that's pulling them through this tournament? So unfortunately, they do have a really hard task. Well, I think they'll have to wait until a tournament where they have an easier opponent. But let's move to the second question of, will London break their losing streak? I think it's so interesting that London has had this hard of a time with the roster and the talent that they have. But thumbs up, thumbs down, will they get the win here today? First round opponent is Guelph.
Sam, no softballs, eh? You're just going to throw
None.
fastballs, huh? Another tough question. I mean, I absolutely like the London Threes roster. What Rich Wigmore and Mitch Scott have been able to do to build this team, bringing in, elite talent like Jason Williams, a former Stanley Cup champion, on this 3HL roster. Charlie Stevens, who won't be in the lineup today, but Cam Salt, another great player that plays well with, with Williams. Patty Morgan, a great skating player. Spencer McCormick, a CIS alum. So many guys. Aaron Darts, the leading scorer for the London Nationals of all time. There's so much talent on their team. It's just the fact that they haven't been able to put it together for a full tournament, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do it for a full 14 as they're playing, in my opinion, on paper, the strongest team in the 3HL in the Guelph Brewers. I could see this going either way, Sam, but for this segment, I'm going thumbs down. I think the Brewers come out with a W.
Pat, I really have to join you on that one. And it's unfortunate, like you said, with players like Jason Williams joining their roster today for London. They have all the pieces. It's just they're facing a very motivated Guelph Brewers. Let's move on to the Kitchener Lions next. Do you think that they're going to pick up their first win of the season as they're making their appearance in this tournament?
You know what, Sam? Another hard question. I don't know what I did to you, but you're giving me all the hard ones. I'm going to answer this one. I kind of spoiled it a little bit earlier. I think Milton gets the job done here. I like the way that they're built. I liked how they looked out there. We didn't get to see the Kitchener Lions as well, so I think that's a little bit of a hindrance. They're going short as well, which I think hurts them as well. I think it could be a close game like the last game we just touched upon. I think it could go either way, but I'm giving Milton the edge. I think they bring their win total up to 2 and put $2,000 into their pockets and come out with a W. Thumbs down for Kitchener.
And the Milton Flyers, I believe, are the only team on the tour to go back-to-back winning tournaments.
In this building right here, Sam.
In this building. Well, fantastic, because I'm all about good juju here. But let's talk about the Guelph Brewers, because they did win the last tournament, so it may be the back-to-back arena. Do you think the Guelph Brewers will become the second team on the tour to pick up 2 wins back-to-back?
Now, Sam, I mentioned it before last year. I said this Guelph Brewers team is a force to be reckoned with.
Yes.
And they really made me put my foot in my mouth. Sure, you know what? They did gain a lot of cash, but they didn't win their first tournament until the second last tournament of the entire season. So what we've seen this year, they've come out on top in their first tournament, and they look like a well-oiled machine. I've used that cliche so many times to talk about them, but it's true. That's exactly what they are. They look so good on defense. They look great on offense. And, of course, in between the pipes with Alex Dupuis, he's been great. So what do I have to say? I think you guys know my answer. I think former Guelph Storm Matt Kennedy, alongside his teammates and the Guelph Brewers, I think they hold up their second check of the season right here in the Sleeman Center.
I think I'm with you on that, Pat. And that's a risky thumbs up, but it's one I will definitely do for this tournament. We have an incredible round 1 ahead of us, Pat. Your overall thoughts before we get to opening ceremonies?
You know what, like I mentioned it before, I do truthfully believe that this could be the best 3HL event on ice that we have ever seen before. Each team, pretty much from the first seed all the way down to the 8th seed, I mean, they're not ranked seeds, but all 8 teams very strong, very good rosters, and I do truthfully believe that we could see a rematch of Newmarket and Guelph in the finals like we saw before. But don't be surprised if a team like Oshawa, if a team like Milton or Kitchener find their way in the final and knock off one of those top 2 contenders. I think anything can happen in 14 minutes, Sam, as you know. Literally, it is any given Saturday.
It is crazy because the teams that you just mentioned, we haven't seen a lot of these teams like Kitchener and Milton in these tournaments. So fans are thinking about the Hamilton Tigers and the Newmarket Saints, but when they see these players take the ice, there's going to be a whole nother well of talent for them to really pull from in this moment.
Yeah, absolutely, Sam. And I mean, I didn't even mention the Hamilton Tigers as well as a potential top dog. They are one of the top teams. I mean, you look at the standings, just 1 loss for them in their first 2 tournaments. And as you hear the buzzer sound, that means that on ice, Diamond Jim Lowe is just about ready to start the on ice festivities, the pregame festivities, if you will, as Mayor Cam Guthrie will be dropping the puck and his lovely wife will be singing the national anthem. So let's send it down to ice level and let Jim Diamond Lowe take it away.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sleeman Center and the 3HL Tour presents the second Guelph Games. How many of you folks attended Guelph Games last season for 3HL Tour? Thank you to those of you who did. It was one of the highlights of our first season. We were treated so well by Mayor Guthrie as well as the amazing staff here at the Sleeman Center. I know I speak on behalf of everyone on the 3HL Tour, all of our players. We say we are really happy to be back in the Royal City, one of the best sports cities in Canada. Now, for those of you who haven't been to a 3HL Tour event, I'm going to tell you a little bit about us because we talked about the rules throughout the game. But our players compete for 12 different teams. They come from the highest levels of professional and NHL hockey. But unlike those other leagues, they're not paid based on what they did in previous seasons or what some GM thinks they're going to do. They earn their paychecks as every shift they skate, every game they play. We're not like NASCAR or the PGA Tour. All of our events are cash events, and we have no icing, no offsides, no penalty shots, no escapes. We have the most exciting brand of hockey in the world today. At this time, I'd like to bring out Councilor Mark McKinnon, representing Mayor Guthrie from the city of Guelph, just to say a few words. Councilor McKinnon, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me out. And on behalf of all the council and Mayor Guthrie, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, I want to welcome everyone to attend, as well as all the players who are coming out. And I want to give some thanks to the Guelph Brewers for the host team for this event. It's great to have some excellent pro-level hockey here at the front center. In addition to, obviously, we have a storm, but having a 3-on-3 tournament with big cash prizes, it's really exciting for the city. So thank you very much for coming out. Thank you for having me. And to all the players, I wish you all the best.
Councilor Mark McKinnon, the city of Guelph fans. This time we're going to bring out the captains of the 8 teams competing today. We're going to do a ceremony to face off all about the national anthem. As Councilor McKinnon mentioned, your hometown hosts are actually also one of the best teams in 3HL Tour this season. Your Guelph Brewers, they're going to be in action a little later. We'll get to them in a sec. But first, representing the first place Hamilton Tigers, ladies and gentlemen, Jasper. From the Kitchener Lions, Tyler Ryan. Representing the defending 3HL Tour champion, London Freeze, Spencer McCormick. From the Golden Flyers, Carson Devine. Representing the Newmarket Saints, Chris McKinnon. Fans, if I could please ask you to rise and gentlemen remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Just going to get a quick picture of the captains with Councilor McKinnon right over here. Do we have a Councilor McKinnon? Just get the captains to be here. While we're taking his picture, fans, just a brief explanation of how today works. We have 4 opening round matchups. The winners of those matches are going to go home with $2,000 added to their prize pool. The losers, though, go home with nothing. They don't get paid today. Winners of those 4 opening round matches advance to the semifinals. They will be doubling their prize pool if they pull off a victory. Winners of the semis go to the $50,000 championship game. This is the 3HL Poker. You are on the Guelph Games. Get
Thank you very much. Diamond Jim Lowe getting the fans all sorts of fired up here at the 3HL Guelph Games, the 2nd annual Guelph Games here live from the Sleeman Center. Today in round number 1, game number 1, we have the Simcoe Clippers wearing the gold with the black buckets and the Newmarket Saints with the red and black helmets, and away we go here. Newmarket winning the draw, but it goes back to their own end. McKinnon over to Dan Kelly, his former teammate for the Kitchener Rangers. Simcoe moving the puck now, but picked off by Kelly. Going to hear that name a lot today. Kelly drop pass to another former teammate of the Rangers, and all Rangers lineup here. Matt Tipoff, the fans in Guelph clearly probably not too thrilled to see 3 former players of these calibers playing for Newmarket. McKinnon drop pass. Yes, absolutely. No doubt about that. Possession, obviously these teams talked about it, and the Saints dominating possession right now as Tipoff fires the puck over to Davies. Adam Davies with it now. Out in front. Shot aimlessly goes on net. And Tipoff picks it up. A long shift for Tipoff and McKinnon. McKinnon with it now. Dances through. Tries to find it. And here come the Simcoe County Clippers. Norm Ezekiel with it now. Over to Doug Reed. Doug Reed can't hold on to the puck. He had a wide open cage, and he can't convert. And away they go. Puck just errant behind the cage. Too far for Taylor Carnevale, a new player with lots of experience in pro hockey over in Europe. Hovanesian over to Carnevale, over to Davies. So all 3 of these guys with some experience playing out the back end. Shot from Carnevale and scores! We have our first goal of the 3HL Guelph Games as Adam Davies knocks that rebound home to give the Saints a 1-0 lead.
Pat, we talked about the Simcoe County Clippers are really going to have to get the jump on the Newmarket Saints here. So for them, it's a bit of an unfortunate situation as the momentum now heads in favor of the Newmarket Saints. But what a rebound catch by Davies there. Yeah,
Adam Davies, like I said, him and Hovanesian playing mostly defense, but they're 2 guys that like to jump in the rush. You pair them with a great forward like Taylor Carnevale. It's great. Now here we go. Carnevale is staying out there. trying to pass it out in front of the net to Sean Jones. And if you saw last tournament he was playing with the 88s, well, he's back with the Saints. Marcus Carroll electing to use him for that one tournament on loan, so they traded him for future considerations. We're going to have an over and back here. Nope. As they're not going to call that, as Chris McKinnon picks up the puck from his own end. McKinnon fires it over to Jones. Jones looking to see if he can find Clancy, but he can't. And the Clippers, here they come. Doug Reed once again on the rush. Doug Reed with a clapper right into the chest of Jimmy Sargent, and he says, "Not today, Doug." And away here come the Saints. They come marching. Great block shot there by Chris Vigenis. Vigenis now with the puck over to Steve McSwain, back up top to newcomer Ben Parker. Ben Parker, the pride of Canisius College, out front of Vigenis. He can't catch that one in. And here we go, the Saints once again. This lineup of a all Kitchener Rangers team. Chris McKinnon dangles as he normally does, loses the puck though. And Dan Kelly forgetting no over and back. The officials actually missed that one there. So 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first game of round one. The Saints lead 1-0. Here come the Clippers. With possession, they lose it almost immediately as Zach LaRue can't hold on to the biscuit. Out in front, shot and scores. The first true chance that this Simcoe County team has. Matt Gray goes back in and finds the back of the cage for his first ever 3-on-3 pro hockey goal. And it comes a gritty one, and I think Jimmy Sargent's going to want that one back, Sam.
Matt Gray really making it look a little too easy. Sargent definitely is not going to like that one. I was just about to say before this goal was scored, Sargent getting tested once with Doug Reed's slap shot and looking solid, but Matt Gray really getting in there. We'll see if this boosts the Simcoe County Clippers offense, though, as we had in the last couple minutes here.
Great play by Davies to knock that puck away, and here come the Saints. Carnivale can't hold on to that. No icing, because in 3-on-3 pro hockey, there are no offsides, no icing. It's go-go hockey. Speaking of go-go, here comes Zach LaRue. Feeds that off, shot. Saved by Sargent, the former Hobie Baker finalist from Mercyhurst College, another great Division I program down in Erie, Pennsylvania. No call there as Sean Jones is forced to the ground. Puck picked back up by the Clippers, and here comes Carnivale. Hook, no call. Once again, these officials letting the boys play here on the tour right now. And of course, folks, if there is a penalty called, no penalty. We don't go to 4-on-3. We don't go to 3-on-2. We go with a penalty shot with chasers. McKinnon, away he goes, shot. Great stop there by Kevin Collins.
Pat, we always see that there's not a lot of physicality in this league. It's more about speed, it's more about the skill. So it's nice to see refs let them play a little bit. So not only they have room to breathe on the ice, but as well with their physical play.
Absolutely, Sam. We saw a little chippier last week as Tipoff gets a shot there, trying to get his first goal. Chris McKinnon gets the feed from his old teammate. Chris McKinnon, what does he do? He puts the puck in there. That's his 5th goal of the season.
Matt Tipoff just saw him like as if he's there all the time, and that's the chemistry that we always talk about with players like the Guelph Brewers and their Laurier connection, and then again with the Kitchener Ranger connection. Chris McKinnon was just there on the doorstep waiting for him to put it on his stick.
Yeah, absolutely. Too easy, too much time and space. Chris McKinnon, an absolute. What was the way that tip-off said? I don't think he called him electric. He said a fire plug or a spark plug, something of that nature. But whatever he called them, it obviously is working because those two have so much chemistry alongside former AHLer Dan Kelly. All right, the Clippers now have the puck. They've got some work to do as they're down 2-1 with 30 seconds to go. Vigenis possessing on the short wall here, still looking to feed his man. And Dan Kelly now fights his way through. Kelly, 17 seconds on the clock. Simcoe looking to see if they can even this one up before the period ends. Doug Reed trying to force one on net. He can't get anything, and Carnivale's just going to chip this one down the ice. 3 seconds left on the clock. Nothing is coming of it. Or will it, as Carnivale can't get the shot off. At the end of the first half, the Saints lead 2-1 for the Clippers. Sam, I have to ask you, the vibe on the bench, we know that the Saints, they talk a lot, they know each other. What's the vibe on this Simcoe team as they're only down 1 goal right now?
I think it's modest, Pat, to be honest. They're not really getting too excited about their chance that they had and how they're not too far behind here. I don't think they want to let it get to their head. They're very calm and cool on their bench. Nobody's really saying too much, but I think that just shows how professional that this team is and shows that they know that they have a lot on the line here and that there's a lot up for grabs here and that they have an opportunity to grab it.
Opportunity, one of the key things of the 3HL Tour, giving these players an opportunity to not only play pro hockey and make some cash, but stay close to home. And that's why the 3HL Tour is Canada's professional hockey league. Norm Ezekiel almost getting a chance on net there. Little saucer backhand pass. That one doesn't find Sean Jones, but Kelly picks that pass off. And he looks for an open man, and he gets it in Taylor Carnevale. He's been all over the ice. Drop pass now from Jones to Kelly. Kelly can't find it in his feet, and off away they go. It's a 2-on-0. You'll only see this on the 3HL Tour. And as he always does, Jimmy Sargent shuts the door, and away we go. A 3-on-1. McKinnon trailing shot. Dan Kelly can't get that one through as Collins stands strong. Back and forth they go. Here's the captain, Ryan Halbeck, in all alone. Shot, save. He gets the second one, and Jimmy Sargent going to steal Rich Wigmore's line. Jimmy Sargent doing Jimmy things. Oh, and here we go. McKinnon, tries the toe drag. He can't score. It is end-to-end action here, folks. Tries to go short side. Can't get that one to go. McKinnon buzzing all over the ice here.
It's usually the final rounds in this tournament where we see this end-to-end action, Pat, but it's just they're so close and so well matched. Both teams are playing fantastic, and I think that's what this is chalking up to.
Yeah, there is zero feeling out process in this game. Both these teams have pretty much come out guns a-blazing, and that's what we've seen so far. Tip-off back with it now. We see Tip-off and McKinnon back on the same line, but they've added Adam Davies out there, a former standout in Division III with Adrian College. He also is one of the goal scorers here. And Doug Reed, here we go, another fast break for Doug Reed, the pride of Alabama Huntsville University. Reed just going to slow it down. Tries to get that one through, and it does somehow sneak through.
Doug Reed really showing cooler heads prevail in that trying to slow it down. I think that might be the key to the Simcoe County Clippers. Getting another one on the board here is doing what Newmarket does and just owning the zone.
Carnevale in all alone. And the first shot is saved. But Nick Hovanesian takes the trash out. It might not be Thursday night, but he puts that one away. Too easy for a guy like Nick Hovanesian. You'll see here. Big first stop from Collins, but he's out of his cage, and Hovanesian puts that one in the back of the net to give his team a 3-1 lead. And we go once again. Puck now in the corner. Gaining possession is Simcoe. They fire this one, and off goes Taylor Carnevale once again. Looking for an over and back call. Again, no over and back call. The officials missed that one. A couple now. Wonder if Dan Ricci's going to have to remind them. Sean Jones looking for number 5. He gets it. Sean Jones, maybe not wearing an Oshawa 88's jersey this week, but he is still looking like the goal scorer we saw last week. Eh, Sam?
Absolutely. How can you miss that goal right there? Sean Jones always, never disappoints on the broadcast here and always seems to find a way to put on a show when it comes to scoring goals.
Absolutely, and Sean Jones trying to match his buddy Chris McKinnon, who led the 3HL in scoring all by himself for all of maybe 6 minutes until Sean Jones just tied him up again. So both those two combatants with 5 goals on the season. Headman pass up to Sean Jones looking for number 6. Can he get it? Oh, that one stings the bar. Can't cash in, though. Little saucer pass from Chris McKinnon. And the backhand can't convert. Kevin Collins makes the save. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in game number 1 of round 1 as the Clippers find themselves down 4-1. Hey, baby steps. They got their first goal in 3HL history. Nick Hovanesian with it now. Down to Matt Tipoff. Tipoff can't hold on to the biscuit, though. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in game number 1 of round 1 as the Clippers find themselves down 4-1. Hey, baby steps. They got their first goal in 3HL history. Nick Hovanesian with it now. Down to Matt Tipoff. Tipoff can't hold on to the biscuit, though. As Norm Ezekiel headmans the puck to Doug Reed, who I've been saying his name quite a bit today. Doug Reed, back pass to Halbert. Halbert with a howitzer, but Jimmy Sargent has no problem making that save. Here comes tip-off. And another over and back, which the officials have missed again.
Although the officials are missing the over and back here, it does show Newmarket's confidence in really playing making the play go backwards and slowing this game down here against Simcoe County Clippers.
Shot just goes a little too high there for Zach LaRue, looking for his first 3-on-3 professional goal.
Just before the whistle, I did see the officials talking to the Simcoe County bench and trying to explain their reason for missing that over and back call, so I'll have to speak to them post-game.
Good call, Sam. We'll have to see. I know it's an adjustment period for not just the new players, but also for the officials. Here comes Chris McKinnon. Tries the toe drag, can't go through. Great defensive play there. Puck not out. McKinnon has it there. Saucer pass out in front. Carnivale can't convert. Puck's just going to go down. Slap shot, chance in bar and in. An absolute howitzer, as it is the second goal of the game, second goal for the Clippers, second goal in their history, as Matt Gray doesn't even tickle twine. He just goes bar and home.
Matt Gray looking to get that hat trick in this game for his first 3 goals in the 3HL Tour. What an appearance that would be.
Oh, it would be quite an appearance. So Newmarket with it now, slowing things down. 4-2 is the score, 38 seconds. You gotta assume, Sam, these guys are just gonna try to chew up the clock and not allow Simcoe to try to score 2 goals in 30 seconds, which sounds like a daunting task, but in the 3, it is very easy. Shot from Kelly, big save, and off here comes Simcoe. Doug Reed with it once again, dances through. Reed with a chance now, tries to put that one through Kelly. He does, but can't hold on. We've got an extra attacker out, so it's 4-on-3. Chance goes there. Jimmy Sargent, you better believe Jimmy Sargent's going to try to score here. 7 seconds. Can he catch it? And off the post.
You know, Pat, normally goaltenders kiss the post, but I think Jimmy won't be. He'll be having some words with it after that.
Yes, Jimmy Sargent, normally a big friend of the post, Sam. I love that line there, but he is wishing he could have maybe scored a goal there, but at the end of round number 1, game 1, the Newmarket Saints pick up their 3rd win of the season, grab another 2K, and send the Simcoe County Clippers home looking for their first win of not just the season, of their franchise's existence.
Pat, you know, this is a very close score, so Simcoe County on the right track here against a tough team. I got to get your opinion, though, on Matt Gray's performance.
Matt Gray, big breakout performance for him. I thought he was outstanding in between outstanding, 2 goals. We talked about how they needed some offense, and he gave them some offense. 4 goals against this Newmarket team, not too bad, but speaking of Matt Gray, instead of hearing what I have to think of his performance, why don't you just ask him yourself, Sam?
Oh, I'm definitely going to. Matt, first off, your team, the Simcoe County Clippers, still looking to buy a win, but you know what? A 4-2 game, not a bad game. You guys played fantastic. What did you think about it?
We're a lot better than the other tournaments. I mean, we finally broke the goose egg, and we're on the board anyway, so anything can happen from here on out.
Matt, in franchise history, no goals yet, except now you have the first 2. So what an appearance by you today. What was working so well out there?
Finally got some shots. Just put it on the net and hope for the best, and it worked.
Got a little space. Thanks so much, Matt.
Thank you.
And moving on now to Jimmy Sargent, who had an incredible performance, not liking Matt Gray.
Almost goal scorer, Jimmy Sargent.
Almost goal scorer, Jimmy Sargent. Jimmy, not kissing the post today, are we?
No, I suck. don't have any offensive talent. No, I don't know. I just went for it. It was funny.
You almost had it. Everyone was holding their breath on the broadcast. That would have been incredible. Let's talk about your team and getting that first round win. Did you expect that coming into this, and were you happy with your guys' play?
Yeah, I thought we were a little tentative. It was kind of an okay game, pretty slow actually, compared to last weekend or 2 weekends ago. But we got 2 points or $200 or 2,000. Sorry, I can't even speak right now. But yeah, no, I thought we would win today. Like we have a good team, and we added a few new guys, so I thought improvement and came out with a win. So that's good.
We'll see you in the semis. Good game, Jimmy.
Thanks.
Awesome. We'll send it back upstairs to you, Pat.
Good game, Jimmy, indeed. A couple of big stops, almost a goal. And that's what the 3HL Tour is all about for goaltenders. You can't just be a puck stopper. You have to go out of the cage, make some plays. We haven't seen a goalie actually score a goal. We've seen Rich Wigmore actually was credited for a goal, as I believe, I don't know, I can't remember the exact circumstance, but I know he was credited for a goal. But let's switch things to game number 2, a game that I've been looking forward to all week long. It is the Oshawa 88s, who are coming off a 1-1 record in their first tournament of the season, taking on the oh-so-deadly Hamilton Tigers. You see there, Newmarket Saints, they punched their ticket while putting 2,000.
Jimmy was missing a couple zeros.
So putting $2,000 in their pocket. And speaking of a lot of money in their pocket, Hamilton, a team that has already put $7,000 plus another $2,000 from their win last week. So 2 teams looking to continue to make noise on the 3HL Tour, Sam.
It's incredible to see this team already pocket that much cash, Pat, because it seems like they were just being introduced and just winning a tournament as well, just casually walking into their first one.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be an interesting game to see how Oshawa and Hamilton play together. I know that we had a couple components that we really liked about Oshawa and Collingwood. A couple are missing, a couple are here, so we'll see what team we have today for them. Hamilton, Mike Burgoyne saying that they're just working well together, they're buying into the system as a team. So it'll be interesting to see this matchup here.
It certainly will, and it's going to start right now as you see the Oshawa 88s wearing the orange jerseys with the black helmets, and the Hamilton Tigers with the purple with the yellow shoulders. And away we go, game number 2. Noel Coltice with it now for the 88s. Shot just goes a little too high. Puck still regained by Oshawa. Pass goes across. It's Ed Snetzinger. Shot from the outside, tip in front from Coltice. He can't put that one in between the pipes. Hamilton with the first possession of the game, and it's Captain Chad Spur. So he slows that one down and passes it to Jeff Caster. Jeff Caster, one of the many puck-moving defensemen. Up to Phil Brewer, the leading scorer of the 3HL Tour, wearing number 8, and also has 8 points. He blows a tire, and off come the 88s. Roberto with it now. That's Mike Roberto, as there are both Robertos, Mike and Matt, twins, now both playing for the 88s. Turnover now, Mike Burgoyne, but he can't corral the puck, and we get an over and back. So the officials must have talked to Dan Ricci and figured out the confusion with the over and back rule. So here we go. Hamilton with possession now. Joey Tanute with the puck, slows things down. Tanute slowing it down once again. He fires it back to the point. That's David Russell with it now. Russell holding on over to Tanute.
Tanute looking really good cycling this puck here.
Tanute with a chance there, as you mentioned. Shot just goes a little too wide. Shane Terry on the puck hard now is Roberto and Terry out on the ice here. So 2 twins and Shane Terry on this line. Vinny Morente in between the pipes for the 88s, and Brett Leggett on the other end for the Tigers. Russell out in front. Sorry, Sam.
That's okay. No, I was going to say it's good to see Brett Leggett in net for the Hamilton Tigers and Joey Tanute on the ice. Tanute making his first appearance in regular season for the 3HL Tour, so a treat for the 3HL fans as he was our first overall pick this year.
Yes, Joey Tanute, big time player, lots of pro experience. This is the guy that's put up in all his years of pro, 500 plus points in the AHL, all type of leagues over in Europe. He is a very, very special player. Speaking of special players, Ed Snetzinger almost getting a chance there. He was great up in Collingwood. Puck is gonna roll back, and they're calling a waved it off. That is a correct non-over and back call. Snetzinger with it now, dances through, looking for his Ajax hometown compadre in Marcus Carroll. Carroll slowing things down. Carroll back over. He tries to find Jamie Williams, a newcomer here. Jamie Williams sauces it back to Carroll. Carroll over back to Williams. That one gets through. Snetzinger can't get a hold on that puck. He picks it back up though. Snetzinger down to Williams. Williams waits. Back over to Snetzinger. Snetzinger's shot. That one comes to Kaster. Kaster's going to slow this one down as it's a long change or a long shift and gets the change here. Mike Burgoyne going to patrol things back here. Burgoyne off on the rush now. We saw him take off plenty of times with Phil Brewer. Phil Brewer waits. Good defense there by Cole Tice. Back up top, Burgoyne. Shot blocked there by Mike Roberto. Roberto headmans the puck to Zach McQuaid. McQuaid shot on net. Leggett turns that one aside though. Puck still now battling through. It is Burgoyne with it again. Carelessly moves that puck up and tries to get that one to Tanut. Barely could recognize Tanut wearing no visor here today. Normally used to seeing him wear the visor, looking like a grizzled vet out there. I like it. I like to see that.
I like it too. Also, the pants have changed a little bit from his pants overseas.
Yeah, he was wearing the European pants during our preseason skate.
The skating advertisement.
Yeah, exactly, Sam. Back to the ice here now. Hamilton with possession. Over to Russell. Russell back out to Mangos. Mangos, can he get that puck back? He does, but Vinny Morenti, no goal. Vinny Morenti making another big stop here. Morenti playing last year a couple of tournaments with the Guelph Brewers. Now playing with the 88s. I thought he was great against Simcoe, getting that shutout. Not as strong against the Brewers, his old team, but I think we're seeing the Vinny Morenti of past as he's made a couple of big-time stops here. So here come the 88s. It's a 2-on-2. They're just going to slow things down as Matt Roberto over with a shot. Brett Leggett turns that one aside. Brett Leggett actually playing for the national Canadian ball hockey team as their goalie. So a little interesting story there. And as that happens there, Phil Brewer gets the shot and Chad Spur puts that one home and gets the goal, first goal of the game with $1:40 left to go. Chad Spur just puts away the garbage there. Phil Brewer, 9 points on the season for him. What a debut he has had here on the 3HL Tour.
Phil Brewer is made for 3HL hockey, just the way that he's excelled in the last couple of tournaments here. Absolutely. With an expansion team. His adjustment period, like Jason Williams we said before, absolutely non-existent.
Couldn't agree. Oh, a little careless with the puck there. Can it go to Snetzinger? Snetzinger in all alone. Great save by Leggett. Turns that one aside, denying Ed Snetzinger of a goal there. Puck out front. Phil Brewer has got just a minute left. They've got Brewer, Burgoyne, and Tanut. That is a ton of skill on the ice for the Tigers here. Tigers with a 1-0 lead. Less than a minute to go in the first period. Over and back, or too many men, Sam. What are they calling it here?
I think this is going to be too many men, guys.
Too many men.
Yes, for sure. And just as they were coming off the ice, both skates were still on the ice, and it was a really easy call for the official as his stick was right beside his skates, unfortunately.
Penalty shot with chasers presented by Winwell. Shot off the pipe. That's Mike Roberto. He can't convert. Leaving a goose egg for the 88s here. They're going to call it over and back. That's a smart play by Roberto. If he leaves that puck, Sam, that is a clear chance for Dustin Alcock, who has been a very strong player on the tour so far. Alcock with it now. Comes in, tries to find his man, gets it back to Spur. Spur out in front. Sorry, that's Mangos. Over to Alcock. Alcock in behind the net with some time, but not enough time as the horn sounds. And the Tigers lead 1-0. Sam, I asked you last time the vibe on the bench. I don't know if I can tell here. It seems like both benches, maybe from up here, you have a better vantage point. It seems like they're pretty chatty on the bench, talking about some systems here.
100%, and being in between them, I can notice that the Hamilton Tigers are even a little bit louder than the Oshawa 88s. I think that they may be just a tad bit worried that a 1-goal lead in the 3HL Tour is definitely not enough. So I think they're looking to push a little further. They were disappointed with the too many men call, but Fortunately for them, that turned out with no scoring opportunity in the penalty shot with chasers for them. However, coming into this period, 1 goal is definitely not enough. Lots of chattiness coming over from the Hamilton Tigers side of things. A little bit more quiet, strategic planning from the Oshawa 88s.
Absolutely, Sam. Good point there. As we get the second half underway, the 88s trail 1-0 to the Hamilton Tigers, and the Tigers win the draw there. As Chad Spur is going to skate this one up. Spur with Rinaldi. Rinaldi with it now. That's the first time we've heard his name, Spur. And Rinaldi connect on a goal here to give the Tigers a 2-0 lead.
Pat, is that Spur's second of the game?
It certainly is. Second of the game, I believe. Second of the tour. I believe he has an assist. A little bit of a coming out party for El Capitano.
Exactly, and you know what's really interesting is the assist on the first one from Brewer, the assist on the second one, Rinaldi. Both two players that weren't originally on the roster in our first tournament, yes, but we were pleasantly surprised with them. It's like we're seeing players that are fantastic roster names really meshing well with players that we didn't expect to be as good as they are in the 3HL Tour, even though they are phenomenal 5-on-5 players.
No doubt about that. Chance now. Brewer almost adding to his already league-leading 8 points. And Snetzinger looking. Oh, Snetzinger gets that pad off. Oh, no! And the 88s think that Brett Leggett might have knocked that net off purposely, but the officials aren't buying that.
From my angle, I wouldn't buy it either. It was more of a last-ditch effort, kind of slide into the net without a chance to stop, but a very good play by Brett Leggett to get in there and get the job done.
Absolutely, Sam. Oshawa looking for their first goal of this game, and they're going to have to work fast as there's 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second half. Vinny Morente down and not out. Great defensive play there by Jamie Williams to make sure that puck doesn't go to one of the Tigers players. And as his goalie was down, Russell with it now with a burst of speed. He's down, goes behind the net now. Still with it, up to Alcock. Alcock on the point, back over to Russell. Russell back to Alcock. Great possession here from the Tigers. That's what they pride themselves off. They're a possession team. Flips it over to Mangos. Simon Mangos with it now behind the net. Good pressure there by Shane Terry. Puck loose now, but that goes out to Alcock. Alcock with it now out to Mangos, and Vinny Morente is going to gobble that one up. So we've got 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. Oshawa looking for their first goal of the game. Marcus Carroll comes out, and he is joined alongside Zach McQuaid and Ed Snetzinger, who has been logging a ton of minutes. 2-on-1, here we go. Chad Spur looking for the hat trick, and he gets it, puts that one top cheese for the Hattie, for the Cappy.
Can you say putting your team on your back any better way than getting 3 goals out of the 3 for the round 1 to move your team on to the next? If I was on the Hamilton Tigers, I'd be just saying, you can pocket the 2K. You just keep playing the way that you're playing.
Sam, you don't have a monitor down on ice level, and I wish you would, because that goal was absolutely disgusting. Seeing that on the replay again, Chad Spur, not just an abundance of goal, but quality goals from number 25 as well. 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go. Hamilton looking like they're going to put another couple of G's in their pockets with a win here. Of course, if Oshawa can get a few goals here, here comes Rinaldi. Rinaldi leading the Tigers in goals. Fires that over to Burgoyne. This is a deadly line. Burgoyne, Rinaldi, and Phil Brewer with the puck now. Backhand pass over to Tanute now. Tanute jumps back onto this line. Brewer with a shot. That one just goes over the cage. Puck behind, and it's stuck on the back of the net, so the official does blow that down. So play back here as we have Tanute with it. Drop pass to Russell. Russell with the shot. Tanute's going to easily make the save for that one. So here come the 88s. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. They need 3 goals. It can be done. Out pass in front, walking in and scores. Mike Roberto gets his team, his new team, on the board. as he scores against his former team, the Tigers.
Pat, I have to say that this game is very confusing from ice level just because we have the Roberto twins and the Keister twins. Just seeing the faces, I'm like, oh, he dangled one guy and then he's got to dangle him again. But it is very entertaining because both sets of twins very talented.
No doubt about that, Sam. And they're going to have to get going as we already have an empty net here for the 88s. The extra attacker is on, so Oshawa pressing here, down 2 goals. Roberto with it now. Can the other Roberto score? Snetzinger with the puck behind the net. Snetzinger out in front. Nice defensive play to get that one out. No over and back. That shouldn't have been an over and back. That's an incorrect call there. And I think what they're going to do is just call a face-off, try to wipe that one out. Vinny Marenti back out. He's going to have to play a role as a defenseman. Great job to keep composure with the puck. And he's turned it into a fast break. Here come the 88s. Roberto over to Snetzinger. That pass just too far. And Chad Spur is going to flip this one up to Josh Rinaldi. Rinaldi in, and he gets that away. There, puts that one away. That is going to be the nail in the coffin, the ice on the cake, whatever you want to call it. I think that is going to be enough as there is just under a minute to go, and the Tigers have a 4-1 lead, Sam.
Pat, who do we have backstopping for the Oshawa 88s today?
Vinny Marenti.
Vinny Marenti, it was kind of an interesting sight when they were pulling the goaltender there that he did take a little bit of a belly flop before the bench.
All right, so Oshawa still pressing here. We saw them last week pull the goalie when they were already down. I believe it was 3 goals here. So Marcus Carroll not afraid to get the extra attacker out in front. Oh, Mike Roberto looking for his 2nd goal of the game. He can't convert there. Snetzinger looking to come out, but nope, Marcus Carroll's on the bench now. Still waiting for a change. Here comes Coltice, back over to Williams. Williams down to Terry. Terry can't get that one across. No over and back this time. Shane Terry, tip pass. Just a little too wide. Phil Brewer looking for another goal to add to his, and great stop there by Williams. He is not letting him add to his points, and a block there.
So we have a couple goaltenders here on the ice tonight.
There you have it, folks. Halfway through round number 1. The Oshawa 88s fall to the Tigers 4-1, and Hamilton adding another $2,000 to their purse, up to $11K, Sam. They currently lead the entire 3HL in money earnings right now.
And you know what? You watch them on the ice, and it's exactly what you would expect. But I'm now joined by Chad Spur, who has 3 goals in the 3HL, so a hat trick today. What was working so well for you?
I just think going the net, and the puck just seemed to be going in for me. We haven't done anything different. Just starting to score now.
I know, I feel like every time I ask you guys a question about your play, it's like, well, we haven't done anything different. We haven't tried anything different. And you don't have to because it's working so well. You guys are leading the 3HL in money earned. How does that feel? I bet it feels pretty heavy in the pockets, but how does that feel?
Yeah, it's great because a lot of guys, have to pay to play. So it's great to get paid for something that you love to do. So it's always great when you come out and win some money, and a good group of guys.
You guys are facing off against the Newmarket Saints now in the next round. What's the game plan when you come into a team like them?
Well, we played them last tournament, and they beat us out last tournament. So we'd like to get this win here, and I think we're just going to keep doing the things that's been working and go from there.
Awesome. Well, good game, Chad, and we'll see you in the next round.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break here on the 3HL Tour, and we'll see more from these players when we get back with more round 1, semifinals, and then eventually finals. It's a busy day here at the Sleeman Center, and we'll see you in just a little bit.
This hockey stick is proud to be a lone wolf. It has no superstar endorsement, no limited edition numbers. Sure, it's also made of graphite and fiberglass, but we've added one more secret ingredient. The salty tears of whimpering goaltenders. The Winwell Composite Stick. Lethal quality, twice the leading manufacturer's warranty. Yeah, go get one and score.
I'm worn with pride by the greats of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I represent your team, your town, your city, your nation. For the games that you didn't need ice at all. I was there for your first steps on the ice, and I will be there for your last. Athletic Knit, the name in the game.
It's 10 p.m. You've barely had time to kiss the little lady and wolf back some leftover beef and macaroni casserole. Why would you think you had any time to do some laundry?
Oh, gross! Sully, what died?
Don't be that guy. You're not a knuckle-dragging caveman anymore, so stop smelling like one. Only Winwell Hockey Equipment has the odor management technology called Clean Sport NXT.
Hi, I'm Matt Kennedy, number 15. I play for the Guelph Brewers of the 3HL.
Kennedy waits and scores. Matt Kennedy with the hat trick.
I played my junior career here in Guelph for the Guelph Storm in the Ontario Hockey League. I played there for 5 years throughout my OHL career. From there, I moved on to the American Hockey League. I was drafted to the Carolina Hurricanes, so I went to Charlotte and played the next 3 years out in the American Hockey League. Yeah, a bunch of us played at the University of Waterloo. Actually, Brett McLean and I lived together there. He was the assistant coach while I was playing for the team. Chris Chappell was there as well, and Brett Mackey. Well, I think the one thing I did in 5-on-5 well was shoot the puck, and it's tough on 5-on-5 to get to those areas that you have those good shooting, those good chances, and those high percentage shooting areas. In 3-on-3, with just a little bit more space, I'm able to get to those spots a little bit more frequently and use that shot, and just that little bit extra time and space seemed to really help me last year. It's nice to get out there to play at a high level again and compete with some of the best in the game. It's a lot of fun with the guys, just getting together, getting excited every weekend. You know, we've got the group chat going all week. The guys are excited to play and who's playing with who. So it's fun to score goals. It's quick, it's competitive. You know, it has put the fun into hockey again. It's less of a job and more of just a quick competition. And you know, I love it. I really enjoy playing.
Welcome back inside the beautiful Sleeman Center in downtown Guelph, Ontario, where we have the 3HL Guelph Games, the second annual tournament. And of course, we will be back here on April 21st for the 3HL Champions Cup, which will be the top 8 teams of all 3HL tours. And speaking of top 8 teams, let's see the top 2 teams so far that have punched their tickets. the Newmarket Saints winning against the Simcoe County Clippers and Hamilton beating Oshawa 88. So semifinal number 1 is set. Now we have the second half of the bracket ready to go, as the marquee matchup in my books is the Guelph Brewers taking on the London Threes. The Brewers, of course, the hometown team, the most recent champions on the 3HL Tour, winning the 3HL Remembrance Day Collingwood Classic up at Eddie Bush Memorial Arena. And, of course, the London Threes, maybe not having the start that they liked or wanted to have with a 1-3 record, but they are the defending 3HL Champions Cup winners right now. As you see, the Zamboni is finishing up his last round around the rink, and you can see to the left, or you guys can't see, but I can see to the left and the right, both teams ready to go. As the London Threes taking on the Guelph Brewers, like I have mentioned, I think this is probably going to be the best matchup that we have seen all day long. Maybe could be the best game that we've seen on the tour so far. We'll have to wait and see, though. The game hasn't happened yet. And, of course, as we say on here on the 3HL Tour, the games aren't played on paper. Anything can happen. It could be any given Saturday. Pretty decent crowd here on hand for the Guelph games. Like I mentioned, we will be back here on April 21st for our Champions Cup. And if you want to go to any other 3HL Tour events, folks, you see on the left hand of your screen, go to 3HLtour.com, clicks the schedule tab, and you'll be able to see all the other events. We'll be in Oshawa on December 9th for the 3HL Oshawa Showcase, and then in Aurora on December 23rd for the 3HL Christmas Classic. And you see the London Threes taking the ice, but here is probably, in my books, the goal of the tournament so far. Chad Spur dangles through and goes top cheddar for his third goal of the game. That was a hat-trick goal. That's his third goal on the tour so far. So we are now back to the ice here as the London Threes are taking on the Guelph Brewers for game number 3 here on the 3HL Tour. The home team always plays the third game. Allows the fans to make sure that they don't miss the game at the start. And of course, we're the 3HL Tour, so we like to pick all things with 3. The tournament starts at 3. The winner of the tournament in their last final games wins $3,000. So it is the 3 after all. Sam, got to get your thoughts. You're down on the bench. You mentioned it earlier, obviously 5-on-5. It's a game that's structured, and a lot of people seem to think it's too structured. We're here on the 3HL Tour. I feel like it's the perfect amount of freewheeling hockey, but at the same time, you still do get a little bit of systems. What are your thoughts so far with the 2 games that we've seen so far?
So far in this tournament, I think that they've done such an incredible job, these 2 teams, of really putting in the work and to make these incredible rosters, to make them work live on the ice, because we've seen rosters before not work as they work on paper. In our heads they work, but on the ice that they don't. Something really cool that I did come across by standing on the Guelph Brewers bench in last tournament in the Collingwood Classic was that they had lines, and then we went and we saw them practicing, and London's a team that practiced as well, and that they said they get better with all these meetings, and that having that structure is just the right amount. Now, when I talk to people about 3-on-3 pro hockey, they think, is this more of a shinny thing? Is it like pickup? But it's not, because it's not even close because of the structure that is there. So it's not over the top. It's not an incredible game based on just structures, because there are those rushes like we saw in the previous game, going end to end and end to end, like we do see in 3-on-3 hockey all the time. I've got Peckham coming right in front of me right now. But with this style of hockey, it's the right amount of structure, and it's starting just right now, Pat.
It is starting right now, and you see the Guelph Brewers gain possession. Matt Kennedy, former Guelph Storm, the captain here for the Storm, so very familiar with this building. The Storm wearing the black jerseys with the yellow accents, and the London Threes with one of my favorite jerseys on the tour, the cream jerseys with the blue stripe in the middle, the red numbers. Shot by Spencer McCormick just goes a little wide as the Brewers gain possession now. Peckham slowly moving the puck down. Sean Keenapple breaks that one up. Keenapple in with McCormick. It's a 2-on-1. McCormick sneaks behind, and Dupuis with a beautiful poke check. Peckham slowing things down, gets stripped once again. Peckham a little bit too careless with the puck right now.
I was going to say he's got a lot of confidence coming into this game. That might be, you know, an outcome of winning Collingwood, but a lot of slowing things down in his end in the neutral zone,
Yes.
not just in the offensive zone.
Yeah, Sam, we saw Guelph come out very slow in that tournament, even though, you know, they did win. They were playing a lower team. I'll get to that in just a second. As Patty Morgan on the rush now, shot. That one is stopped there by number 23 in the cream. That's Phil Terry. He is from Fergus, Ontario, just up the road here in Guelph. Also played his CIS hockey, now U-Sport hockey with the Guelph Griffins. So no stranger to the Center Wellington area. Brett McLean sauces that one up. Over to Bartlett, shot big, stop by Rich Wigmore. Another chance here, Wigmore with another save. And here comes the former Stanley Cup champion, Jason Williams, waiting for his line mates to come. He's got Darch and Cam Salt with him. He gets it over, but can't pick that one up. Here comes McLean. McLean over to Jeff McDermott. McDermott with it now. McDermott flips that one over. Great play by Mitch Scott. Mitch Scott wasn't even anticipating on playing. He had to jump in. Here comes Scott. Scott 2-on-1 with Salt. Gets that one over. Salt. Great stop there by Alex Dupuis. And here come the Brewers. Brett Mackey in his first 3HL Tour event of the season. Mackey with it now with a shot. Virgo tries to put that rebound away. He can't. Darch now with the puck. Darch spinorama. Nice move there. 2-on-2 now. Darch and Salt. Darch walking around. Got some space. Over to Salt. Salt shot. Dupuis makes a big save. Dupuis definitely tested more than we saw in his first game. Dupuis with it now. Oh, poke check. Takes down Jeff Killing, who's wearing number 7 here today, or number 8 last year on the tour. Salt with it now. Long shift for him. Keenapple headmans the puck, but Big Daddy Theo Peckham has Anthony Regan, who's not here today, who's normally on play-by-play. That's his favorite nickname for him. Peckham with it now. Number 24 on the Brewers. Waiting. Drop pass to Matt Kennedy. Shot. That one might have gone off a defender for the London Threes. Keenapple with it now. Sends that back to Jeff Killing. Jeff Killing sauces that one up the middle. Good pressure there by Kennedy. McCormick headmans the puck now to Keenapple. Keenapple and McCormick. Keenapple still with it. Waits. Looks for a new man heading on the ice. And that's the former longtime NHLer. Oh, stopped there by Dupuis. He has been sharp in this first period. McCormick waits. Over to Keenapple. Keenapple dances in. A couple too many moves. Over to Williams. Williams shot. Great block by Theo Peckham there. Who said there's no shot blocks on the 3HL Tour? These guys are still putting their bodies on the line. Another great stop by Alex Dupuis. He has been on fire. Williams now with a man. He heads up the puck to Phil Terry. Terry dropped past that to nobody. Curtis Bartlett with it now in. Gets that shot off. Great defensive play by, I believe it was Spencer McCormick, who got a little bit of lumber on that one there. Guelph regains possession. Back to the point now. Still with it now. Virgo tries to get that one on the net. That one just goes into the corner. Williams with the puck now. Headsmans the puck. That one almost gets Patty Morgan, who's still looking for his first 3HL goal of the season. Battle now in the corner. But that one goes all the way down. As Phil Terry still has possession. Fires that over to Williams. Williams puck turned over now. McDermott with it. He's got no one with him. Waits patiently. Shot, and that one goes top shelf as the Brewers get on the board here to take a 1-0 lead. Great shot there from Tyler Doig. the former Guelph Storm, one of the many players on the 3HL tour that have played in this building, but just one of few players that have played for the Guelph Storm. Matt Kennedy, one of those players now with the puck. Fires that one, it goes. Errant, Cam Salt keeps it. Oh, he stands up. His man, Mitch Scott with the puck now, down low to Aaron Darch. Darch waiting, shot. Oh, and we're gonna have ourselves a Winwell penalty shot with chasers as there's a hook on the play. And it's gonna be Cam Salt who's gonna take this. Winwell penalty shot with chasers. Salt in all alone, bringing it in with speed. And that one just kisses the bar and goes in. Cam Salt asks for a change. And that 1-goal lead was not for long as the London Threes tie up the Brewers here.
Cam Salt wasted no time in getting the London Threes on the board here. Something interesting that I was seeing too in the shift before when Williams was out, he was saying that they were going to try and be more conservative with their energy. But when they do come out strong, it doesn't take much for them to get down there and beat some of the defenders. So it wouldn't hurt to throw a couple of those shifts in if I were the London Threes, but we'll see if they do.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's just a veteran heads up, recognizing that last tournament, they maybe used all their energy in that first game and, you know, the first couple of minutes. We got a chance now here. Oh, great save, Rich Wigmore. I'm going to make a recording of that, or maybe even Anthony, because it seems like every tournament we are always saying, great save, Rich Wigmore. And he shuts the door there as we have a 1-1 game at the end of the first half in game number 3 of round 1, Sam.
That's right, Pat. And they're wasting no time here. It's so funny because we didn't really know what to expect in this matchup. We said it was bittersweet because it's two fantastic teams. London having something to prove here, Guelph wanting to defend their home ice here. But I'm going to tell you, Pat, I didn't expect for this to be 1-1 after 1. Yes. I expected one of the teams to take the lead here, take control, and us looking at a 4-0 or a 3-0 type of deal. On either side, I wouldn't have been surprised. But 1-1 is surprising for me here, and they're playing like it. It's back-to-back rushes, but it's not out-of-control rushes like 3-on-3 sometimes can provide.
Yep.
It's a rush with a couple guys there for you and a system set up.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it, let's not forget the goaltenders. As I mentioned, Rich Wigmore playing strong. Alex Dupuis has been very strong. I think you can argue in the 4 games so far that he's played, I think he's been most tested here. He saw a lot of shots against Newmarket, but he definitely had to make some big saves. And away we go, second half underway. If you're just joining us now, thank you for tuning in to the 3HL Guelph games. Game 3 right now. London Threes with it now. Sean Keenapple dances in, and here we go. Back and forth we go. That's why it is the 3HL Tour, 3-on-3 pro hockey. Oh, great chance there for Theo Peckham. He can't grab it. Great saucer pass by Jeff Killing. Spencer McCormick with the great mustache and the long flow, looking like a throwback out there to the 70s. Greg Virgo muscles his man off the puck, and away the Brewers go. Virgo with it now. Passes that to Jeff McDermott. McDermott with a man. Great play there from Phil Terry. And away, here comes Patty Morgan. Patty Morgan shot. Oh, great save by Alex Dupuis, denying Patty Moe from him scoring his first goal of this 3HL season. He is absolutely snake-bitten this year. And away he comes again, but a great change by the Brewers. 2-on-2, Patty Morgan again, shot goes just a little bit too wide. Terry gets that puck in deep. Great debut for Phil Terry in his first 3HL tournament. Very impressed with his play so far. Terry up to Williams. Williams can't get that one through. As Brett Mackey over to Kennedy. Kennedy can't corral that one, and he would have had a wide open cage. As Rich Wigmore was not set for that. Mackey shot, that one's blocked. Kennedy with it now behind the net. Kennedy very familiar with this building, a former Guelph Storm. Great stop there from Rich Wigmore using the paddle to make sure that Kennedy can't get a scoring chance from that prime area. This London Threes team very tired, long shift for them. Terry dances through somehow. Oh no, unfortunate for him. But Matt Kennedy whiffs on that one. You don't see that too often. Great job by Patty Morgan to recognize, I'm not chasing that puck down. I am getting a change. Sam, how gassed did they look on that last shift?
Absolutely gassed. And you know what? I do want to compliment the pairing of Phil Terry and Jason Williams. They've been playing together very well, and just for him to know where he's going to kind of sweep that puck while he's on his back, it was a good play. But yes, very gassed.
Yeah, they got hemmed in there pretty good. Good job on Guelph to recognize 2 quick up and downs. And they said, you know what, we're going to slow down the puck, possess them here, and really grind them out. So if London's smart here, they'll try to get a good possession here and recognize that, you know, these folks on the ice now have had a long shift. Although I did say that, and it looks like 2 of the guys have actually already come off. So smart change by the Brewers. And speaking of the Brewers, here they come. Brett Mackey. These Guelph Storm fans will recognize him from his Oshawa days. One of the all-time leading scorers for the Generals. Some great battles between the Storm and the Generals. Pass comes across and scores.
I was just about to say, Pat, how is he going to miss that? But the way that he got that, fantastic. Just shows you how skilled Brett McLean is as a player and how patient he is to wait for that puck to come back down and for him to put that back up once again.
Brett McLean, there you go. Shot comes on net. And you just see Theo Peckham waits and fires that over to McLean. McLean, like you said, can't get that shot off, but he keeps the composure, grabs the puck, and goes there and tickles Twine to give his team a 2-1 lead. McLean coming to this tournament, 3 goals, gets his 4th. He now has a sole lead of goals for the Guelph Brewers and is just 1 goal behind for the league lead right now. So the Brewers have the puck now, and they also have a 2-1 lead with just under 3 minutes to go. Virgo with the puck now, over to McDermott. McDermott can't corral the puck. Keen Apple fires that one back to Jeff Killing. Jeff Killing in his first 3HL action of the season. He was a part of that 3HL Champions Cup winning club, though. Keen Apple has the puck, looking for a man to pass to. He doesn't have anyone, but he does try to throw it out, and here come the Brewers. In on a lone 2-on-1 shot. Great save by Rich Wigmore once again. Tyler Doig with the shot there, looking for his 2nd goal of the game. Heavy sauce on that pass there, but that one can't get through Brett McLean. They're going to have a 2-on-2 here. McLean dances through, shot and scores. Brett McLean getting his 5th goal of the season, 2nd goal of the tournament, giving his team a 4-1 lead.
So, Pat, you were saying that he was 1 behind in the lead of the 3HL Tour. Does that tie him now?
Yes, he's tied now. Him and Sean Jones and Chris McKinnon currently all tied for the 3HL lead with 5 goals. So the London Threes have some work to do, down 3-1. My bad, I said 4-1. It is 3-1 with 1:03 to go. Williams with that big howitzer. And that one's going to go all the way down, but no over and back call. Salt with the puck now, waits. Going to run a 4-on-3 power play with the man out. Williams with it now. So much composure on the veteran. Morgan wraps that one around to Salt. Salt waits, looks for a man. Him and Williams are going to switch. 1 minute to go here. Over to Patty Morgan. Morgan waits, dances. Peckham's going to put some pressure on Morgan, and it does work. As there's a turnover here, Virgo with the puck. He just shoots that one down. There will be no icing, as we do not believe in icing on the 3HL Tour. Icing, offside, no bueno for us. Salt with the puck now, looking for Williams. He can't find him. Oh, but that one's almost an own goal as Tyler Doig can't get some. I would say wood, but these sticks are composite. It hasn't been a while since guys have used wood sticks. Empty cage here. The Brewers looking for it. Can Matt Kennedy score his 3rd goal? Oh, great save by Spencer McCormick. Here they go, 14 seconds left, down 2 goals. Can Williams get them in within 1? Can't put that one on net, and it looks as Jim Lowe. It is stop time though, 3 seconds. I don't think they're gonna score 2 goals in 3 seconds, unfortunately.
That would definitely be a tour record.
Yes, so that is going to do it, folks. The Guelph Brewers win 3-1, extending their winning streak to 4 games. and forcing the London Threes to 3 straight losses.
Pat, this was a close game, and on the benches, this was the most heated game that I've seen so far in round 1 and maybe of this season so far. Watching Theo Peckham, watching some of the guys after goals skate by and, you know, a little head nod at the other team. This was a very personal game, and I hope that this doesn't get into the London Threes' minds just too much as they have such an incredible roster, and we'll see them a little later on. But I've just grabbed Brett McLean of the Guelph Brewers, and I have a couple questions for you, Brett. You guys are on a 4-game winning streak now. What's been working for your team?
And we've got good depth this year, and everyone's kind of contributing. And you know, a game like this, Doopy makes some big saves, and luckily we can capitalize at the end.
Your 2 goals in today's game put you tied for lead scoring in the league, as well as now you have sole lead scoring on your team as well. What's been working for you on the 3HL tour?
I mean, I'm playing with great players, and they're getting me the puck. I've always been able to find the openings on the ice, and luckily the puck's going in. I mean, I threw one from behind the net and it went in, so it's pretty lucky today.
You guys head to round 2 now. Do you think that you guys can do back-to-back in Guelph?
We would like to. That's the goal. Obviously, every time we're out here, we want to win, and it's great competition, some good teams on our side especially, so we'll try and win the next one and go from there.
Good game, Brett, and thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Pat, there you have it from Brett McLean himself.
Yes, Brett McLean, the ship my pants player of the game. And of course, as all hockey players do, very modest, saying, oh, you know, play with good players, all the cliches. But I mean, Brett McLean, very special player. Yes, you know, his 1 goal was lucky, but the second one was a nice one. Brett McLean now, like you mentioned, Sam, tied for first with 5 goals alongside Chris McKinnon and Sean Jones. And both those guys still have chance to add to that lead, add to their winnings as they're on. They've moved on. We know the Newmarket Saints have moved on. We know that the Hamilton Tigers have moved on. We now know the Guelph Brewers have moved on. The only thing we don't know, Sam, is who is moving on. Is it going to be the Kitchener Lions or the Milton Flyers, as it is game number 4 in round number 1. This is the first time we've seen most of these Lions players today, because most of them, I don't know what happened, maybe they're bust, I don't know what it was. They didn't come out for warm-up, so we're seeing a lot of guys now stroll onto the ice. But Sam, you already know my thoughts on this game. I do think Milton's going to come out on top. We did it. We talked about it in our thumbs up, thumbs down segment, but I have to ask you, who do you think is going to come out with a W here?
Oh, I think Troy Bars may have been onto something with the joining the team with the most money in the bank of last season. But you know what? I am going to give the thumbs up in this game to the Kitchener Lions. Ooh. I did like the Lions the last time I saw them. They played really well together. We saw them, though, in London on the Olympic-sized ice. Remember, yes. Pat, we talked about how physical this team is, how big this team is. If we got all these big guys now on a regular-sized ice here today with the Guelph Storm in the Sleeman Center, I think it's going to be a different game for them. I think that they may excel on this ice pad, and facing off against the Milton Flyers, a team that they haven't seen yet so far too much, and hasn't pulled too much success because they haven't played in all the tournaments yet. Yep. Might actually work out into their benefit, because it might not be in their head. I think if they come out and they think that they can do it, they're definitely going to get it done.
Sam, I might lose my job as color once Anthony comes back. That is great analysis. I was actually going to mention that. You know, we saw this Kitchener team, very big, great possession team, but they were on that big ice surface. Like you said, this kind of fits their style a lot more. I'm not calling them a slow team by any stretch of the imagination, because they do have some speed for some big bodies, but their big game is that possession game and scoring off the rush. They take their chances when they come. I think where, like you said, they're on the smaller ice surface here today. It's still a bigger ice surface. There's still a ton of room. It is still 3-on-3 pro hockey, but I do think that you know, maybe they were a little bit exposed, even though they only lost 2-1 to the Toronto Bees in round 1 here over in London. But we'll see. Both these teams, one team looking for their 2nd win of the season, the other, the Kitchener Lions, looking for win number 1. Milton wearing the baby blue with the Marquette-esque stripings down the side, and the gray jerseys with the navy and baby blue shoulders is the Kitchener Lions. And we are underway, ready to go. Goaltender for the Kitchener Lions is Brian Pitton. And in the cage for Milton is Chris Walker. And away we go here, the last game of round number 1, and here come the Lions. Chance out in front, and Dan Lapointe gets his team on the board. Sam, though, we did see Kitchener score the first goal up in London in their game. Now the question is, can they keep the attack going?
This is a really, really quick start to this game for them, and I think that that's definitely going to play in their benefit. Milton is a momentum team, so if Kitchener can get in there and get a couple goals, maybe another one after this, I think that that might set the tone for the rest of this game. But like we said, we'll see if they can excel and continue to excel on this small ice surface.
Chance there, Pitton with a couple of big stops. He has no stick, and a heads-up play recognizing that Pitton has no stick. So he shoots that one 5-hole as Joe DeRoche gets his first 3-on-3 pro hockey goal. He was a late addition, as like Tristan Fairbairn did say, a couple of players went down with a flu bug. You see here on the replay, DeRoche recognizing heads-up play, goalie no stick. He goes 5-hole to tie this game up, and DeRoche is back at it once again. DeRoche, another player who played for the Guelph Griffins of the CIS. As you see, number 17 out there, Chris Corte, a big, big body. He has some professional hockey experience in Germany. And he also played in the CIS as well. And here come the Lions. Jason Pitton with the shot, gets the rebound and scores. Jason Pitton getting his first goal of the 3HL season. 2 points on the year for El Capitano.
When you watch somebody like Jason Pitton go down the ice, it's actually quite great because he has the size where he doesn't have to hustle with his head down so much to beat the other man. He just eats the ice, it seems, and he keeps a cool head, and he's able to get that rebound.
Yeah, absolutely. For a big boy, he certainly can move out there. I absolutely agree. So 2-1 Kitchener. Kitchener looking great right now. All the momentum on their side right now. Lapointe looking for goal number 2. Milton now with it. Moving the puck up. And that one goes all the way down. Pitton. Brian Pitton, if you will. If you guys did not know, Jason and Brian Pitton, 2 brothers that play for the Lions. Both of them with lots of pro hockey experience in the ECHL, the AHL. Actually, Brian Pitton playing a game with the Edmonton Oilers of the NHL. So lots of pro hockey experience on this Milton team. Dancing around. Oh, Milton with a great chance there. Troy Bars talked about his speed in pregame, just showed it off with a couple of dangles. Here comes big Tyler Ryan down the wing. And Tyler Ryan known for his big snipes, but this time he feeds his old number 27, Chad Painshow, as he gives his team a 3-1 lead.
We saw Tyler Ryan have a little bit of difficulty in London because of the physicality he was facing before, so it'll be interesting to see if the Milton Flyers pick up on that and put a little bit more pressure on Ryan to prevent his speed from taking off once again.
Shot there. But once again, Milton gaining possession. Chris Corte with the original shot there. Willer tries to get that one through. Willer with it now, gaining possession. Cal Wild with pressure there. And here we go. Milton with it. DeRoche can't hold on to that puck, and Tyler Ryan just shoots that puck down to get a change for Kitchener. Jason Pitton stays on the ice, though. Kevin Willer down in his own end, waiting for some players to come. Here comes DeRoche, looking for goal number 2. That one just whiffs wide. Willer picks up the puck once again. Over to the far side, shot. That one can't find the back of the cage. And DeRoche slowly decides to let Tristan Fairbairn grab the puck. Nice little dump pass there by Chad Blundy over to Fairbairn. Fairbairn with the shot. Great save, Pitton. Great pace to this game so far, Sam. We talked about how closely contested these two teams are. Wasting no time to fill each other out. They're just going run and gun, fire wagon hockey. Here we go. Another chance here. Chad Painshow in all alone. Looking for a call. No call there. Another chance here. Dan Lapointe can't get that shot off. He holds on to the puck. Over to Paintshow. Paintshow, pass up to Peter Dricos. Dricos can't do anything with that. So Milton, here's a chance for Carson Devine. Big Carson Devine passes that one out in front. Troy Bars can't hold on to that one. Bars over. Now to Chris Corte. But they lose the puck once again. And Kitchener's just going to slow this one down in their own end. Dan Gubert with it behind the nets. Over to Dricos. Dricos headmans the puck a little bit too far for Gubert. And here comes Devine. 2-on-1. Fake clapper. Dances in. Great save by Pitton. Pitton has been tested early and often here, and he has accepted the challenge. Almost a nice little dangle there from the big man. Two big bodies collide though. Flip pass, not the cleanest sauce, but it gets the job done as Kevin Willer with the puck. Back over, out in front, DeRoche can't do anything with that. And they're gonna call a hand pass. 25 seconds to go here in this very, very high-paced first round matchup between the Kitchener Lions and the Milton Flyers. Kitchener with a 3-1 lead. Milton trying to repeat as champions as they won the 3HL Guelph games last year in overtime. Here comes Lapointe with a shot. That one goes wide. Ryan tries to stay pressure. 2 seconds though, they're gonna need a shot. Lapointe does that's Callan Wild, does a great job knocking that puck down. Callan Wild, one of the many players with ECHL experience with the Brampton Beast. Chad Paintshow, Jason Pitton, Cal Wild, Dan Lapointe, and Brian Pitton all played together at some point with the Brampton Beast.
Pat, you talk about Brian Pitton, and I just want to get your thoughts on the goaltending as well, because I think Milton at this point is missing the consistency of their goaltending last season. Chris Walker getting his taste with the Milton Flyers today and having a little bit of difficult time against the Kitchener Lions. However, 3 goals, not really that much. We've seen a lot worse in the 3HL, and we've seen teams come back from a lot bigger of a deficit. But
Absolutely.
I wanted to say Brian Pitton doing a phenomenal job, really showcasing his veteranship, really showcasing all of his experience in the AHL, NHL, ECHL, calm, cool, and if Kitchener gets a couple more consistent tournaments with him in net, we may see him in our top goaltending to watch out for.
Absolutely, no doubt. He cracked the top 5 even only by playing a couple of tournaments. It was electric in between the pipes, and away we go for the second half. The Kitchener Lions, if you're joining us right now, 3-1 lead, looking for their first win of the season. Turnover now. Looking for their first win since the first ever 3HL tournament back on January 1st. So nearly a full year since the Lions have won, and this certainly would help their lead. Jason Pitton in all alone, shot, big save. You talked about the goaltender. Chris Walker, well, he just made up for a couple of those first goals with 2 huge saves.
Big saves against Jason Pitton, who is known to have a cool head and to really look at that shot and take the rebound. We saw him do it earlier in this game, and we saw him try and do it again then. Chris Walker putting up the wall. Kind of have to bite my tongue a little bit there, Pat.
Exactly. And I will say, it's not like he was playing bad. It's all the chances were prime. As you see, another chance here from Pitton on another turnover. Sloppy play from Milton. They are starting to, and there you go. How funny is that, Sam? You see so many times players have so many prime scoring opportunities, and then they get a chance like that, and it just trickles through. It's good karma going back for Pitton because, the dude could easily have 4 goals here today. So 4-1, Milton is trailing. So 5 minutes to go. They have some work to do. But with the way Kitchener has played, they are looking fantastic here today in Guelph. Shot, top shelf, Tyler Ryan. That's his first goal of the 3HL season, extending this lead to 5-1.
The Kitchener Lions really looking good out here today, and you know what? It's not just their possession, but it's how they hang on to their possession for so long, and it does chalk up to them being bigger guys and harder to knock off the puck, kind of like lacrosse. But Tyler Ryan, a player like that with skill to do that, fantastic.
Yes, Tyler Ryan definitely having a bounce back from his first tournament. Bounce back from that hit there, and he's going to have another chance here. Tyler Ryan in all alone. Tries to get that shot off, and Chris Walker with a big bounce back save. Here comes Willer. 2-on-2. Now it's a 2-on-3. Willer smart to wait for his man to come. Now it's a possession here in their offensive zone. DeRoshi with a shot, can't corral the puck, and here come the Lions once again. Great play there from Chris Corte with a big stick, and he now has possession. Corte, 3-on-1, slap shot. Pitton again, that's an easy stop for him. Pitton looking for a pass.
Corte is one to watch for sure, who rocks the blue line with all the stops, and his size is something that will really play in favor for the Flyers, maybe if they do meet again or if they make a last-minute surge against this physical, big Kitchener Lions team.
Yes, physical and big, and they are showing they can skate, and turnover at the blue line. It's Chad Payne show. But flashing the leather is Chris Walker closing the door, keeping this a 5-1 game. Here comes DeRoshi. He's already got one. Oh, great stop there by Pitton. Pitton has been no short of an electric factory here today. Pitton up to Payne show again. Payne show stopped. What back and forth action we have here at the Sleeman Center. Callan Wild with the puck now. Waits with it. Is he going to take a shot? Walks in all alone, and way too much time and space for the former captain of the Brampton Beast, and this lead extends to 6-1. We're going to see a replay here. Wild, it's a little bit of a broken play. Wild just comes in, he kind of, you can see him almost shake his head, surprised that the Milton Flyers didn't try to collapse on him. Here comes Troy Bars, in all alone, and he scores. Not so fast, 6-2, it's 5 goals with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Is this game over? Nope.
It is important to remember for the Milton Flyers in this game that this is a game, and I referenced lacrosse earlier, but it is so easy to score, and it is a high-scoring sport almost, a little separate from 5-on-5 traditional hockey.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a game of runs, and looks like Milton is going to try to get on that run. Unfortunately for them, it is going to be over and back. So with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go, Kitchener is going to have possession here. That's Dan Gubert. Over to Dan LaPointe. Dan LaPointe's play gets broken up by the Flyers, and the Flyers, here they come. Troy Bars, he has been great. Tries to get things going, but LaPointe picks that pass off. Here come the Lions once again. Kitchener with possession now. Number 21, that's Peter Dricos making his debut on the 3HL Tour. Carson Devine looking up at the clock, recognizing, maybe seeing if they pull a goalie here, they're not going to. Devine with some speed. Oh, Dipsy Doodles can't hold on to the puck. Would have been a great chance there for the big guy, Devine. Willer, a much smaller, yet just as skilled and speedy as Devine. Willer waiting for it, looking for a pass from Devine. He gets it. These two guys did some serious damage on the same line last year with the Flyers. Unfortunately for them, not enough damage here. What it looks like, they're not going to be able to come out with a first-round victory and move their record to 1-2 on the season. Lions once again, headman up to Pitton. Pitton with a clapper. Walker makes a stop. Here comes Corte with the Flyers. They haven't given up just yet, folks. Time is certainly running out as there's 45 seconds left. But Corte goes in, and Pitton, like he has, Brian Pitton standing strong. Tyler Ryan with the puck. Up to Callan Wild, and it looks like the Lions are just going to try to chew up as much clock as possible, save some energy for the semifinals, as they have a very tough task taking on the home team, Guelph Brewers, in the semifinals. So with about 20 seconds left, we have our semifinals set. The Newmarket Saints will take on the Hamilton Tigers. Well, let's talk about this play here first before we get into that. Shot just bounced wide, and here comes Chad Payne show. He can't hold on to that pass. Walker's just going to flip this one away, and the Kitchener Lions for the first time this season, are going to stuff a little dough in their pockets, winning $2,000 and etching their names into the second half of the bracket in the semifinals, taking on the Guelph Brewers. The winner of that game, though, will take on the winner of the Hamilton Tigers and the Newmarket Saints. Sam, first W for this Kitchener Lions team since all the way back, since the inaugural 3HL Tour Tournament, the New Year's Day Classic back at Mattamy Center on January 1st. Almost a full year since the Lions have won a game. Got to be happy for these guys, especially Tyler Ryan, who's been there since day one.
I'm very happy for them. I actually was going to grab Jason Pitton, but I see him leading his team off in victory. Just a little too excited to remember that he has an interview. But I want to talk to you about the team, and I wanted to ask him about, you know, what the differences was. But him and his brother Brian really took this team under their wing, really revamped its roster. And when you look at what they've done, how can you not think that they're going to win? But Pat, I'm very excited because I said thumbs up. It was a big thumbs up.
Yes.
I'm going to throw it out there, and here comes Jason now. I'll ask him myself.
He forgot. He was so happy with the W. He was forgot the interview.
Jason psyched me out a little bit. Jason, 2 goals for you. How'd you feel out here today on the ice?
I felt pretty good. The ice is a little slow playing in the second game after a flood, right? But I thought the boys played pretty well. We came out with a good first shift, so that first goal really put us ahead, I think.
You guys got your first win of the season, and let's talk about, did you guys sit down and talk about a specific game plan when taking on the Milton Flyers, or was this just let's let chemistry be and see how it goes?
More or less just the game plan of playing the 3-on-3 style. The first tournament we had guys that hadn't been a part of it obviously before, so you definitely have to play a little bit of a different style game. I think we talked about that and definitely helped us out.
Your brother Brian Pitton standing on his head in the net. What did you think of his play today?
He played well. He always plays well. So as long as we can score more goals than they got against us, we'll be doing all right.
Well, you're a good brother and a good player. Congratulations, 2 goals and a win. We'll see you in semis.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here on the 3HL Tour, but when we get back, we are going to hit up semifinals here at the Sleeman Center, and it is going to be 2 matchups that you aren't going to want to miss. It's going to be Newmarket Saints versus the Hamilton Tigers, which should be a very, very, very close match, as well as the Guelph Brewers, our home team, versus who you just saw win the Kitchener Lions. I think that'll be more of a physical one, but Pat and I will talk more about that when we get back from this quick break. You're watching 3HL Tour.
This hockey stick is proud to be a lone wolf. It has no superstar endorsement, no limited edition numbers. Sure, it's also made of graphite and fiberglass, but we've added one more secret ingredient. The salty tears of whimpering goaltenders. The Winwell Composite Stick. Lethal quality, twice the leading manufacturer's warranty. Yeah, go get one and score. It's 10 p.m. You've barely had time to kiss the little lady and wolf back some leftover beef and macaroni casserole. Why would you think you had any time to do some laundry?
Oh, gross! Sully, what died?
Don't be that guy. You're not a knuckle-dragging caveman anymore, so stop smelling like one. Only Winwell Hockey Equipment has the odor management technology called Clean Sport NXT.
I'm worn with pride by the greats of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I represent your team, your town, your city, your nation. For the games that you didn't need ice at all. I was there for your first steps on the ice, and I will be there for your last. Athletic Knit, the name in the game.
Hi, I'm Matt Kennedy, number 15. I play for the Guelph Brewers of the 3HL.
Kennedy waits and scores. Matt Kennedy with the hat trick.
I played my junior career here in Guelph for the Guelph Storm in the Ontario Hockey League. I played there for 5 years throughout my OHL career. From there, I moved on to the American Hockey League. I was drafted to the Carolina Hurricanes, so I went to Charlotte and played the next 3 years out in the American Hockey League. Yeah, a bunch of us played at the University of Waterloo. Actually, Brett McLean and I lived together there. He was the assistant coach while I was playing for the team. Chris Chappell was there as well, and Brett Mackey. Well, I think the one thing I did in 5-on-5 well was shoot the puck, and it's tough on 5-on-5 to get to those areas that you have those good shooting, those good chances, and those high percentage shooting areas. In 3-on-3, with just a little bit more space, I'm able to get to those spots a little bit more frequently and use that shot. And just that little bit extra time and space seemed to really help me last year. It's nice to get out there to play at a high level again and compete with some of the best in the game. It's a lot of fun with the guys, just getting together, getting excited every weekend. You know, we've got the group chat going all week. The guys are excited to play and who's playing with who. So it's fun to score goals. It's quick. It's competitive. You know, it's time to put the fun into hockey again. It's less of a job and more of just a quick competition. And you know, I love it. I really enjoy playing.
Welcome back to the 3HL Tour and the Guelph Games inside the Sleeman Center in Guelph, Ontario. Round 1 is done and round 2 is about to get underway, the semifinals, and we can smell the big check. It is so close. So in our first matchup for round 2, we have the Newmarket Saints, this tried and true original 8 team taking on the Hamilton Tigers, the new exciting, very, very successful Hamilton Tigers team. So that's going to be a great matchup. Our second semis on the flip side, that is going to be the home team, the Guelph Brewers, trying to get back-to-back checks and make a little bit of history and be the second team to do that. And they're going to go against the team we just saw play the last game in round 1, and that be the Kitchener Lions, the big bruising team that can show that they have speed, they have skill, and they can definitely puck in the net. I'm Sam McDade. I'm going to be ringside your host if you're just joining us now, as well Pat Gregoire on play-by-play upstairs. Pat, an incredible round 1 here at the Sleeman Center. Round 2 is underway. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Who you got in this matchup?
Tip-off doing his best impression of Chris McKinnon, dangling the pants off Brett Leggett for a goal to tie this game up.
Matt Tip-off doing Chris McKinnon things.
Exactly, Sam. Good call on that one. So we have a tied hockey game here at the Sleeman Center in semifinal number 1. Joey Tanute with the puck. They go back to that Tanute-Burgoyne Brewer line, but that is blocked as we have a one-on-one now. Sean Jones, can he create enough space? Throws that one on net. Leggett turns that one aside. Here comes Burgoyne. Burgoyne with Brewer. These two were deadly in London, and oh, great play by Davies. Davies, such an offensive defender, but he still is so good in his own end. Puck now behind the cage. Jones gets muscled off the puck. Here comes Russell. Russell and Alcock, 2-on-1. Russell waits, takes a shot. That one had eyes, but just misses wide. Over and back called as the Newmarket Saints didn't touch the puck there, so the Saints are going to start with possession from center ice, and I think you can assume Chris McKinnon's going to start with the puck here. So it's McKinnon, Hovanesian. As I was about to say, McKinnon, Hovanesian, and Davies, all three of these guys with chemistry as they all played for the York Simcoe Express growing up minor hockey. Here's McKinnon, shot! That one just goes wide. Davies and McKinnon back. Smart play to get back, trying to take away the transition fast break. Hovanesian with the puck now. 1 minute to go in the first half. It has been back and forth, but these two goaltenders have definitely stood on their heads. Chris McKinnon, patience on the line, gives that over to Paul Clancy. Clancy gets stripped. Here's Rinaldi. Rinaldi in all alone. Shot. That one just goes wide. Jeff Geister down. Keister down to Rinaldi. Rinaldi just too far for him. 35 seconds to go in the first half of these semifinals, number 1. Chris McKinnon a little too underzealous with the puck there. McKinnon headmans the puck up to tip off. Puck down behind the nets, and Joey Tanute's going to go for a rush. Here comes Tanute. Here's that speed we talked about. Can Tanute break the deadlock? No, great play by Carnevale, and away they go. 3-on-2. It's Kelly, tip-off, and Carnevale. And they can't get a shot off just yet. As we have a 1-1 tie at the end of the first half. Sam, what's the vibe in between the benches right now for semifinal number 1?
Very calm again. I was expecting it to be a little bit fiercer. It's fierce on the ice. I could definitely, as they're skating by, hear them yelling at each other and everything. But on the benches, very calm, very collected. This is a fresh start now for period number 2 as we're tied up at 1. So we'll see how this can go. But one thing that's interested me so far, and I want to get your opinion on this, Pat, is Joey Tanute not being able to put the puck in the net yet in this tournament, showcasing his speed, but not necessarily his shot. What do you think the problem is there, Pat, or if it's just a matter of getting adjusted to an actual 3-on-3 regular season tournament?
Yeah, you know what? I think he's just trying to get acclimated to the play of 3-on-3 pro hockey. It's not for a lack of chances. We've seen him get a couple of shots off. And speaking of shots off, Taylor Carnevale with a one-timer that goes off the side of the net. Kelly picks up the puck, fires that on net. Does that trickle through? No, it doesn't, but Kelly with some great composure to pick that puck back up. This line right here, 3 newcomers, Carnevale, tip-off, and of course, Dan Kelly. All 3 of these guys with lots of pro hockey experience. Mike Burgoyne, speaking of pro hockey experience, makes a great play there. Simon Mangos with Dustin Alcock. Mangos walks in, over to Alcock and scores! Dustin Alcock one-times that one in to give the Hamilton Tigers a 2-1 lead. Dustin Alcock, I believe that's his 3rd goal, maybe even his 4th goal on the season. I'm going to have to check the stats there. But nonetheless, Alcock has been a very, very key piece to this Tigers team. We'll see what the Saints can do here. 5 minutes and 49 seconds to go. Lots of time for the Saints. Here come the Tigers, though. David Russell headmans the puck to Mangos. Mangos and Alcock. We've seen them be deadly Mangos, Alcock shot. That one goes behind the net. Almost looks like it went in. Alcock with it now. Good pressure by Hovannessian. Good switch there. Maybe not a good switch as the miscommunication. And Jimmy Sargent down but not out. Oh! Somehow that does not find the back of the cage. When you're good, you're good. And when you're good, you're usually lucky. And that happened there for Jimmy Sargent. The officials forgetting to drop the puck there. You see the double save there by Jimmy Sargent. Jimmy Sargent doing Jimmy Sargent things. Chris McKinnon, here we go, one-on-one. But Paul Clancy is the trailer. Oh, Chris McKinnon with the nifty move. Shot just goes wide. Oh, Clancy with the shot that just goes off the side of the net there. Looked like he twickled twine, but he couldn't. Here comes Rinaldi and Spur. These two guys have been deadly all game long. Rinaldi dances in. Ooh, runs out of real estate there as he has to pass that off to Spur. Burgoyne shot. Big stop, Jimmy Sargent. That's why that guy was a Hobey Baker finalist to be one of the greatest college players for that season with the Mercyhurst Lakers back a few years ago when he was with that very storied Division I program. Here come the Tigers. Great pick there from Kelly. Kelly, very offensive. Oh, Brewer looking for another one there. As I was going to mention, Kelly actually a defenseman, but playing more of a forward, more offensive type of role, but showing how he is a defender right there. Great job by him. Speaking of playing good defense, he just eats up Phil Brewer there, a couple of former AHLers, as they both played in the American Hockey League last season.
You can see Kelly, too, with the whole defense thing as well. Him and Jason Williams kind of showcase that. I don't know if this is their AHL experience, NHL for Jason Williams, but really having a good head on their shoulders to see this league and to say that it's more than offense, it's also defense.
Absolutely. Speaking of offense, Alcott with a shot, and Jimmy Sargent once again shutting the door. Jimmy has been so good all season long, and it has continued. Here come the two leading scorers in the league. McKinnon fumbles with the puck, though, but he keeps his cool and his composure. Still with it now. Over to Jones. Jones, spinorama pass to McKinnon. McKinnon can't get that shot off. Glorious chance for the two leading goal scorers, Alcock and Mangos. Absolutely gassed from a long shift. Jimmy Sargent, though, with a big stop. Burgoyne, oh, off the pipe from all the way downtown. He took that shot from Trappers. Oh, hard bump there from Burgoyne on Jones, and Jones is going to head right off. Saucer pass, Burgoyne, and scores. Mike Burgoyne lays the huge hit and puts the salt in the wound to the Newmarket Saints as he scores another big goal for this Hamilton Tigers team. So it's 3-1 for the Tigers with 2 minutes, just about 2 minutes to go. Possession here, Rinaldi with it now. Almost turns that puck over at center. That could have been very dangerous. So here we go, the Saints with it now. That's Paul Clancy. Tough name to say, not really. Clancy with it now. Waits for an extra attacker. As the cage is empty, Jimmy Sargent has gone to the bench. Here comes tip-off. Dan Kelly with it now. He's got a lot of space. Booming clapper goes wide. Kelly over to tip-off. Tip-off over to McKinnon. McKinnon to Kelly. Kelly throws that on net. That one hits the pipe. And David Russell elects to just push that puck down. A minute 15-ish, minute 20 to go, we'll say. As they headman the puck. McKinnon with it now. Sean Jones out in front. McKinnon takes a clapper and scores. I don't know if Sean Jones tipped that, but regardless, we do have a new leading scorer in the 3HL, goal scorer, I should say, as McKinnon ripped the clapper, and Jones, we'll see on the replay here. Does Jones get a piece of it? Sam, could you see if Jones got a piece there?
I couldn't quite see it. You know what? It's just the angle of that goal that we're gonna have to look at that a little bit later on, Pat.
Absolutely we are, but right now 54 seconds to go. as the Newmarket Saints are down just 1 goal here to the Hamilton Tigers. Both these teams looking for their second appearance at a 3HL Tour Finals this season. Tip-off with it now. Cage is empty once again. McKinnon over to tip-off. 40 seconds ago, tip-off, waiting. Fires that over to Davies. Davies, his pass gets broken up. Davies battling for that puck. Keister throws that all the way down, and no icing. Like I said, no icing in the 3HL Tour. 20 seconds to go. Jones throws that all the way down. Can't quite get to his man as Burgoyne picks that up. Again, they're going to wrap this one around. Phil Brewer with the puck. He just smartly throws that in the corner. 9 seconds to go. And turnover. Josh Rinaldi, he's going to add to, and absolutely unloads a clapper. He was making sure that that puck was not going to miss the net. And the Newmarket Saints are going to head home with just $2,000 in their pocket. And the Hamilton Tigers, for the second time this season, will head to a 3HL Tour Finals. And they're just going to let this one run out, Sam. So the Tigers, once again, adding to their money lead, and they are looking to knock off Guelph in the finals. If Guelph makes it, or even if Guelph doesn't make it and the Hamilton Tigers do win, they will have a share for the finals, or sorry, for first place in the 3HL standings. Phil Brewer will join Sam McDade in just a moment as they have to shake hands here. But Sam, what an electric semifinals that we had for game number 1.
Pat, it's just unbelievable. Either way that we saw this turning out, it's going to be an amazing finals. Just like we said, it's going to be a great semifinals. Phil Brewer just about to join me here talking to somebody off the Kitchener Lions. It would be great to see him face off against a couple of his friends on the Lions as well. If I can wrestle him over here.
Phil Brewer's a popular man.
He is. Phil, now leading the league in points. What has been working for you in 3-on-3 hockey?
I guess my speed. I just try and use it to the best of my ability, get open when I can, and then whenever I get a chance, just let my shot go.
You guys are facing off against one of these two teams here, Kitchener or Guelph. Is there a preference about who you'd rather face in the finals?
I don't think so. I think both teams will be tough. Obviously, watching Guelph in Collingwood, they have a strong team, and it's not going to be easy. And again, Kitchener is a good team as well. So doesn't matter who we play as long as we win.
Congratulations. Thanks so much, and good game.
Thank you very much.
We'll send it back up to you, Pat.
Phil Brewer, electric on the ice, not so much in interviews.
Exactly my thoughts.
Nonetheless, a great hockey player, currently leading the 3HL in scoring and leading the 3HL, or at one time leading the 3HL in goals, was Brett McLean, and him and the Brewers look to get to the finals for the second consecutive tournament, adding to their already impressive 4-0 record. You see Matt Kennedy skating around there, a former Guelph Storm. Tyler Doig, another Guelph Storm. We saw him score. I mean, it seems like, you know, these semifinals, we knew they were going to be good. I don't know if this matchup here is going to be able to live up to the game that we just saw, but you look at these two teams, the way they played in their first round matchup, I think we're in for another dandy of a semifinal.
I agree, Pat. I think that this game is going to be a good one, but yes, the game before was definitely one that we could see going either way, and it was a lot of pressure heading towards the end there. I honestly didn't think the Hamilton Tigers were going to have that one. I thought Newmarket's experience was really going to play in their favor here, and the roster really is fantastic in this game. Hamilton being able to put the puck in the net a couple more times and pass Jimmy Sargent. A little bit of a surprise, but, you know, not too, I don't know what the word is there. I'm not too, I don't know what that word is.
You know what, Sam? The play on the ice has been so good, you're speechless. You're absolutely speechless.
I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, I'm absolutely speechless. Semifinals living up to the hype.
No doubt.
We'll see what happens between these two teams here.
Yes, these two teams, I think you could maybe even argue probably the two bigger teams. A lot of big bodies on both sides, but don't expect a slow, methodical game between these two guys, these two teams, because I mean, there might be a lot of big bodies on the ice, but they can certainly move we saw the Lions come out with a completely different game plan that we saw earlier on at the 3HL London tournament.
Pat.
And we are underway. Sam.
Tyler Ryan, just mentioning on the bench, and it kind of giving me the vibe of Kitchener's bench, how giddy they are that they've won. They said they haven't been in the semis since the New Year's Day. Yes. They haven't had a win, and he just whispered that to me there. So not just us thinking about it and the fans, but also the Kitchener Lions as they take on these semifinals.
Absolutely, and the semifinals number 2 is underway as the Guelph Brewers, the hometown team wearing the black and gold uniforms, and the Kitchener Lions wearing the gray with the navy and baby blue. Lions with it now. And away we go. Chuck. Ooh, and it's picked off. Here come the Brewers. Breakaway for Brett McLean. Can he get number 6? He can. Brett McLean. Beauty. Little fake goes backhand. Brett McLean knows one thing, and that one thing is putting the puck in the net, and he has done it here today at the Sleeman Center. Great job there by McLean. 6 goals on the season, so now he ties Chris McKinnon once again for most goals on the tour right now. I believe that was his 3rd goal of the afternoon, so he's still on pace right now for a goal a game. The Brewers back at it again. Oh, great stop there from Pitton. Beautiful tip out in front. Here we go now. Pitton with the puck now. Taken away. Lions with possession now. And that's Wild. Over to Goubert. Pitton with it back out in front. That one can't get on cage. Virgo battling for the puck now. Still with it. And Pitton wins that bag battle. Goubert with it still. He just throws that one into the corner. Still a big battle. Mackey and Pitton. And they're getting to the rough stuff here. Mackey looking for a call there as he gets thrown into the boards by Pitton. A clear size advantage. And the bench there,
yes,
not
Pat.
happy at all.
I'm going to say we're going to see some rough stuff possibly between Pitton and Theo Peckham. Both of them sticking up for their teams, but you know what? The physicality of the Lions mashing the Brewers, because we know that they have the ability to do that, and it's really coming out playing this Kitchener Lions team.
No doubt about that, Sam. Here comes Tyler Doig. Feed over to Matt Kennedy. And Matt Kennedy from Tyler Doig. You have definitely seen that here in the Sleeman Center as the former Storm connect for a huge goal to give a 2-0 lead for the hometown Brewers. The best way for payback is to not hurt them on the ice, but hurt them on the scoreboard, and that's what the Brewers do. Peckham with it now, behind the net. Waiting for his troops to come. Here comes Kennedy with a ton of speed. Fires that over. Back to Kennedy. Kennedy gets muscled out, but he still tries to grab that puck. That last goal, Kennedy from Doig. And here comes Paincho with a shot, and Dupuis makes a big save. That one kicks back out. Here comes McLean. It's McLean and Bartliff with a ton of speed. McLean in all alone. Oh, big save by Pitton. McLean still with it though. Bartliff whiffs on that one. Puck now on the red line and somehow stayed in. I believe that was Joe Tolas making his debut this tournament. Great play by Tolas. Tolas over to McLean. McLean waits over to Bartliff. Bartliff just misses the yawning cage. Don't think that Pitton got a piece of that, but don't think so actually at all. So this one's gonna stay in the corner. Quick face off there, won by the Brewers. Virgo looking for McDermott out in front. Out in front, he does get it, but Virgo can't get anything on it, and looks like the net is off its moorings. So possession there for the Lions. A little too far. We've seen these two guys mix it up again. Mackey in the corner now with Pitton. Again, now Pitton rips off Mackey's bucket. Good thing for Mackey, he's probably got some of the best lettuce in the league. So
I was just gonna say.
I'm sure he's not too. I know he looks mad right now, but at least he'll look on the game tape and realize his Floey's looking nice.
He might get a shampoo campaign deal after this one.
Yeah.
Might have to give Head and Shoulders a call.
Absolutely, Sam. Tyler Ryan with possession now, holding on. Chips that one over to Jason Pitton. Pitton just throws that one on net. No harm done there as Theo Peckham in his office behind the net fires that over to Jeff McDermott. We'll see. Tyler Doig in and shot. Great save once again by Pitton. He has been great. And here comes Cal Wild for the Lions. Shot goes, but Theo Peckham makes a great defensive play. Doig throws that back to Peckham. Peckham looking for his teammate. Looking for that long pass. He tries it. Doesn't get through as Dan Lapointe picks that off. Actually, that's headman up for Lapointe. That one goes off the pipe. That was actually Drykos who made that pass there. Pitton with a quick one-up pass up to his man there, Dan Lapointe. Lapointe over to Payne Show to Lapointe. These two guys have been great all afternoon long. Ooh, Dupuis tries to make a good play there. Almost cost his team a goal. Dupuis, and it's a goal! And it does cost his team a goal as he loses his stick. And that one goes in, and the Lions, with 24 seconds to go in the first, have their first goal of the game and find themselves down just one goal. Great. As you hear the DJ here sounding the horns for an unfortunate goal there for the Lions. So here comes Bartlett looking to extend the lead with just 3 seconds to go. They need a shot. They're not going to get one off.
Pat, as we heard Diamond Jim Lowe sounding off about the goal, we also heard Matt Kennedy on the bench sounding off about the net being off. In his opinion, we just had the official come over and explain to him that he was a little bit closer to the play, and he thought that it was definitely not off. But that was a little bit of the feeling on the Guelph bench. Something that I picked out in the play in the first period is that something similar between these two teams, where Theo Peckham is kind of the rock on Guelph, where he sits back, like you said, works behind the net, and really brings that calm mentality to the game. Well, Jason Pitton, I feel, is that counterpoint, but for the Kitchener Lions, except he does this on the offense. So he sits at the front, slows the play down in the offensive zone. I feel Theo Peckham kind of slows things down in the defensive zone. Yeah. Both very fantastic players, but a similarity to draw between both of these clubs is it's a very close score, 2-1, with one more period left to go.
One more period to go indeed, unless we have a tie. Curtis Bartlett looking to extend that lead, runs out of real estate, and Pitton with, I don't know, maybe his 1,000th save today here.
Well, I just had to,
unbelievable.
The official just skated by and said, that guy is too good about Brian Pitton after making that save.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian Pitton has no doubt been a front runner for the MVP for his team so far. Things getting chippy between these two teams, as there is $2,000 on the line. Both of these guys have already put a fresh $2K in their pockets already, looking to extend that and double their winnings to $4,000. Of course, the finals worth $3,000, giving the champion $7,000 for the day. Play back on the ice now. Brett Mackey, the pride of Whitby, Ontario, goes in all alone, tries to feed that over. Great defensive play from Tyler Ryan. Up to Greg Virgo. Virgo over to McDermott. McDermott can't cash in, though. Net off once again. Quick face-off here to the right of, or the left of Jason Pitton, our right. Virgo now to Mackey. Too far away from Mackey, so the Lions are going to get possession, and here come the Lions. Lapointe and Pitton. Lapointe over to Pitton. Pitton can't get that pass. Great play by Virgo to break that one up. Dricos over to Lapointe. And here comes Virgo and Mackey, 2-on-1. Here we go. Virgo elects to take the shot. And the Lions goaltender, Brian Pitton, has been great. Continue to be great. Lapointe shot. And Dupuis says, anything you can do, I can do better. But Dupuis slow to get up on that one. We'll have to keep an eye on that one, Sam, see if the Brewers goaltender is okay. So now a all OHL line here for the Brewers, as you have two Guelph Storm alum paired up with a Owen Sound Attack alum in Theo Peckham. All these guys went on to do bigger and greater things as well at the pro ranks. Of course, Theo Peckham playing in the NHL. Doig, nice little patient move, still with the puck, lots of patience. Warding off his man, tries to spin around, and Matt Kennedy gets that puck. Kennedy waits. Toe drag over to Doig. Oh, the Guelph Storm connection almost connects once again. Kennedy with patience, now to Doig. Great pass behind the back, Kennedy. Oh, holds on to the puck just a little too long. Those two players have been unbelievable together this afternoon.
Well, as the clock winds down, Pat, and the score can't get any tighter than this, 2-1. The two benches just yelling across me here about the game that's at play and the money that's at stake, and they're not liking each other. I'm just going to say that much. I think that's all I can say on the broadcast.
Broken play. Oh! Brian Pitton down, but certainly not out. If any guy can do it, it is Brian Pitton. He has been nothing short of an electric factory all afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Here come the Lions, looking to tie this game up. Pass just too far for Dricos. Here comes McLean. You want to talk about electric players, McLean, he has been great as well. 2-on-1. McLean over to Mackey. Mackey, great poke check by Pitton. The former Brampton Beast has been great in between the pipes. Cal Wild, another Brampton Beast. That goes wide. Here comes Greg Virgo and Jeff McDermott. 2-on-1. McDermott with the puck now. Clapper, big save. And oh, Jason Pitton. Sorry, Brian Pitton. Another save by Pitton.
Yeah, we did it right back.
Pitton again with another huge save. Oh, back and forth. Another big save. What can't this guy do? Keeping his team in it. Another chance again. Virgo, another big save. Oh, man. Brian Pitton standing on his head. Someone call the Guelph police. There has been a few robberies here at the Sleeman Center. Play slowing down here. 2 minutes to go, 2-1. Here comes the Storm connection. Doig takes a shot, that goes off the pipe. Over and back, no call for over and back. As Joe Tolles throws that one down, and Pitton's gonna pick that one up. Brian Pitton, my favorite for tournament MVP, of course, if the Lions were to go on and win the whole thing. Here comes his brother, Jason Pitton. And that one goes off the side. His bench thought they scored. Speaking of Pitton, Brian Pitton's out of his cage. 1:30 to go. Can they score with the extra attacker? Lions with possession. Here's Dan Lapointe. Over to Payne Show. Payne Show to Dricos. Dricos with a shot. That's blocked and somehow gets through. Dupuis does make the save. So here we go. The Guelph bench arguing that should have been over and back. I think they may have an argument there. Last minute play, here we go in semifinal number 2. 1-goal game. Who will put their ticket into the 3HL Guelph game finals? Jason Pitton with the puck, sauces it over to Chad Paincho. Shot, scores! Dan Lapointe ties this game up at 2s. And Theo Peckham is furious that there should have been an over and back call, but there wasn't. Beautiful passing play. And Dan Lapointe goes top cheese over Dupuis to tie this game up with 40 seconds to go. Here goes Pitton in all alone. Shot that trickles through. The Lions have a 3-2 lead with 30 seconds to go. My, how the tables have turned for Kitchener.
These last couple of minutes, Pat, have been the poster minutes for the 3HL Tour. Just shows you how quickly the coin can flip.
The coin can flip, and it has flipped in favor for the Lions, but Sam, like you said, far from over. You know how the 3 goes. 20 seconds to go, Brewers pressing hard. Pass out in front, broken up, cage empty. Dan Lapointe looking for another goal here. Great play by Brett McLean. Mackey with the puck now, gets that one deep. 7 seconds, they're gonna need a shot. The Brewers need something here, or the Lions will be punching their ticket to the first ever 3HL Tour Finals in their franchise history. They have been making some big moves today. They win their first game since all the way back on January 1st. Thanks to that man right there. Brian Pitton has been unbelievable in between the pipes. And the Lions are going to their first finals ever. And the Brewers are going home short of a finals berth. But they do go home with $2 grand, and they are still tied for first place in the entire 3HL standings. Sam, what an electric finish.
An unbelievable finish here for the Kitchener Lions, and like I said before, it was a poster child finish for the Kitchener Lions of the 3HL Tour, because it only takes a split second and a team decision to rally, get that motivation going, and put the puck in the net. Brian Pitton, I believe, will be coming over for a chat in just a moment. But what an incredible job he has done, like you said, Pat. We've been raving about him all tournament, and he is a big reason as to why they are visiting their very first finals of the 3HL Tour.
Absolutely, Sam, no doubt. I mean, you can say a lot about the Pitton brothers. I think they have been the heart and soul of this team, and Brian Pitton standing on his head, making save after save. What an unbelievable finish, a controversial finish as well with the over and back. Guelph, unfortunately, lots of fans going home. Not happy, but they can't go home. Not disappointed, because that was an unbelievable semifinals, and I'm sure it's going to be an even better finals as the Hamilton Tigers take on the Kitchener Lions. It's Tigers, it's Lions. Oh my. Anthony
it's a zoo.
Yeah, there you go. Anthony Regan would not be pleased if I didn't make a cheesy joke
about
Tigers and Lions.
All we need are Anthony Regan's puns right now to cap this off here, but I couldn't be more impressed with the way both of these teams have played. And you know what? In our first tournament, we saw the Hamilton Tigers play. Weren't they called the Bengals? So it's like Tigers, Bengals, Lions. Unbelievable play. I don't think Brian Pitton will be coming off, but that's okay, because if the Kitchener Lions do manage to overcome the Tigers in the next game, I will make sure I grab him for the broadcast and make him have an interview, because he has absolutely stood on his head for the team. Both Pitton brothers have been a force to be reckoned with. Like you said, the Guelph Brewers, not as happy as they could be going home, but still have to be, because they're pocketing cash. They still played well. It just is a bit bittersweet because it's on home ice for them.
Absolutely, no doubt, Sam. So the semifinals here at the 3HL Guelph Games is set. It's the first place Hamilton Tigers, now the first place tied with the Guelph Brewers, taking on the Kitchener Lions. The Cinderella story from a franchise standpoint, but from that team on paper and what we've seen, there is no surprise that those guys have found their way to the finals. When we come back, we will have the big matchup between the Tigers and the Lions right here from the 3HL Guelph Games at the beautiful Sleeman Center.
I mourn with pride. By the greats of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I represent your team, your town, your city, your nation. For the games that you didn't need ice at all. Stained by your sacrifice and hard work. 6 a.m. practices to game night. At home or on the road. I was there for your first steps on the ice, and I will be there for your last. Athletic Knit.
This hockey stick is proud to be a lone wolf. It has no superstar endorsement, no limited edition numbers. Sure, it's also made of graphite and fiberglass, but we've added one more secret ingredient. The salty tears of whimpering goaltenders. The Winwell Composite Stick. Lethal quality, twice the leading manufacturer's warranty. Yeah, go get one and score. It's 10 p.m. You've barely had time to kiss the little lady and wolf back some leftover beef and macaroni casserole. Why would you think you had any time to do some laundry?
Oh, gross! Sully, what died?
Don't be that guy. You're not a knuckle-dragging caveman anymore, so stop smelling like one. Only Winwell Hockey Equipment has the odor management technology called Clean Sport NXT.
At the Sleeman Center in beautiful downtown Guelph for the 3HL Guelph games. But as you just saw there, in a couple of weeks, we will be in beautiful downtown Oshawa for the 3HL Showcase, the second time we've been, actually the third time. It's the second annual showcase, but we had our 3HL Champions Cup there. It's going to be a great tournament, no doubt. We will definitely see the Toronto Bees. They haven't played since their first tournament. We know that they are back. They will be playing that tournament. The same thing with the Markham Millionaires. So a couple of teams haven't played in a little while, but they will be back in action. After that, like I mentioned, it will be the next upcoming tournament will be the December 23rd at the Aurora Community Center for the 3HL Aurora Christmas Classic, which will be no doubt an unbelievable event. Last year, the Aurora tournament was certainly my favorite event, but this one is shaping up to be a 3HL Classic, as we have had no shortage of action, no shortage of talent, and some controversy as well. But the Hamilton Tigers back in the finals for the second time in just 3 tournaments in their career. Dustin Alcock, Mike Burgoyne, Phil Brewer, Jeff Caster, Simon Mangos, Josh Bernali, David Russell, Chad Spur, Joey Tanute, and Brett Leggett, all looking to win their second 3HL title. And on the other side, you have the Kitchener Lions looking for their first ever 3HL Tour victory with Peter Dricos, Dan Gilbert, Dan Lapointe, Chad Painchot, Jason Pitton, Cal Wild, Tyler Ryan, and the human wall himself, Brian Pitton, who has been unbelievable in between the pipes. He has been my pick, but Phil Brewer has been pretty strong as well. You see him bury there. These two teams, I mean, they have been great defensively. They've been great in between the pipes. So much offense. I think, you know, Kitchener has come out here today and proven, you know what, maybe we lost a 1-goal game to the Toronto Bees, but we certainly believe that we should be in the top part of the 3HL. We think that we're one of the top teams, and I think they've proven that here today. They've made some noise. It's cliche, but that's exactly what they've done. They've made some noise, and they've made their names heard. But this Hamilton team, they've been here before. They've been to a finals. They know what it takes. Sam, before we get going, the warm-ups are just about done. We've got 25 seconds here. I need your take.
No!
Who do you think is going to come out on top here?
It is so hard for me to say this, but I think the Hamilton Tigers might have this one. I know, see what I did there? No, but it is hard because Kitchener has been playing phenomenal in this entire tournament. I actually ran into Spencer McCormick on my way back to the bench in between the flood, and I said, who do you think, who's your take on this game? And he said, well, you know, the last time Kitchener made a even semifinals or won, we put them out. And that was on New Year's Day.
Yep.
So he's like, I think they're back and they're here for good this time. But I think the Hamilton Tigers have a real shot at another win, and we'll see as we're getting underway right here today.
Yes, we are just about ready to get underway for the second annual 3HL Guelph Games Finals between the Hamilton Tigers wearing the purple jerseys with the gold shoulders and the Lions with the silver jerseys, the gray jerseys with the navy blue and baby blue shoulders. You've got Brian Pitton in between the pipes, number 29 for the Kitchener Lions. We've talked about him all afternoon long. And Brett Leggett in between the pipes for the Hamilton Tigers wearing number 72. Here we go, the 3HL Guelph Games Finals. And like we expected, it goes back and forth as we get a chance there for the Lions. They can't convert, though. Here comes Jeff Caster. Caster, Spur, and Rinaldi on the ice for the Lions. Spur walks in, scores! Chad Spur opens the scoring with less than a minute into this one and gets his 4th goal of the game. Rinaldi and Spur have been deadly all along. Rinaldi just walks in, little give pass, and instead of going, he takes it to the cage and scores his 4th of the afternoon. And here we go. Pitton looking to tie things up. Great stop there by Leggett. Joey Tanute gets on his horse. He can't quite grab the puck, so it's going to be over and back. Kitchener's going to have possession here. Or sorry, Hamilton will have possession here as Phil Brewer starts with the biscuit. Fires this one back to Joey Tanute. We have this quote-unquote top line with Burgoyne, Brewer, and of course Tanute, but I think the Chad Spur line, oh, great stop there by Pitton. I was going to say the Chad Spur line seems to be the most productive line of the Tigers so far. Calvin Wild can't hold on to the puck there as Joey Tanute picks up the puck. He fires that over to Brewer. Brewer just going to fire this one back, and he's going to look for a change as David Russell has the puck now. Mango's back over to Russell. Russell with it now. Passes, Aaron passing. Here come the Lions. It's Chad Payne's show. Shot, that one goes wide and goes out.
I got it right there.
So we're going to have a face-off to the left of Brett Leggett. And nobody's home for the Lions, so Dustin Alcock's just going to pick that up. And Mango's now with it. Back over to Russell. Russell waiting. No rush here for the Tigers as they have a 1-0 lead here in the 3HL Guelph Games Finals. Dustin Alcock with it now. If you're just joining us, the Hamilton Tigers knocked off the Newmarket Saints, and the Lions with the, what many would say, an upset over the Guelph Brewers. Nice hands there. Shot just goes wide as Dan Lapointe, who has been great this afternoon as well, just misses the cage. Here comes Keister. Over to Spur. Spur back to Keister. Keister can't bury there. Crashes hard into the boards. And he's slow to get up. It looks like he's okay, though.
Pat, before hitting the boards, I believe he hit the post as well. Yes. So quite a tumble for him, but he looks to be okay, and that's good. It's a scary moment, though, for the Hamilton Tigers.
Very scary moment. It's absolutely Jeff Keister, a big part of the defense core for this Tigers team. Here comes Tyler Ryan. Tyler Ryan, been with this club since day one, was the leading goal scorer and point scorer last year, playing a little bit of a smaller role here, but I'm sure he doesn't mind playing that role this year if his team's going to put some change in his pocket. Pass just goes wide for Brewer. Brewer and Rinaldi together. Saw them play together in London, reunited with Burgoyne right now. Ryan with the shot, turned aside by Leggett. Lions still with possession, over and back. Sloppy play there by Chad Payne Show. Shoots that one away as the official's going to just pick up that puck and start from center. Phil Brewer pushes that one back to Burgoyne. Burgoyne turns the puck over, and here comes Dan Lapointe. Shot goes upstairs, and a miscue for Mike Burgoyne, and the Tigers cost them their lead as Lapointe tickles twine to give his team a tie here in the finals. We'll see the replay here, and Lapointe throws a little bit of a change up there as that goes over the shoulder of Leggett. So Burgoyne going to be a little more careful with the puck this time as he had a miscommunication between two of his players. Phil Brewer with it now. Brewer waiting. Still with it. Brewer over to Burgoyne. Burgoyne to Joey Tanute. Tanute goes short side a little too wide, and it's going to be over and back. Payne Show at center waiting for the puck. Payne Show. Over to Lapointe. Lapointe with it now. Back to Payne Show. Payne Show tries to get that over to Peter Drykos, and he can't connect. So we'll have a Hamilton possession from their cage, and pass too far there. But the Tigers are hot on the pursuit of the puck and stay with it. But possession change here is Dan Gubert with it. Looking for his man, streaking to the net. Slows it down instead. Fires that one on net. Leggett makes the save, and Gubert crashes into the net. No harm, no foul there, though. So face off to the left of Brett Leggett, and great face off one there by Jeff Keister, who can play some offense and some defense. Great job there to keep that one in. Chad Spur in all alone, passes it over to Rinaldi, but what else is new, Sam? What else is new as Brian Pitton makes another big save?
I know, every time he makes a save, I'm just speechless, as I've proven before. Unbelievable play by Brian Pitton, and I can't wait that if they do end up capturing this finals here, I can't wait to sit down and actually have a moment to talk to him.
Yes, he's been busy making saves and keeping his team in it. Not taking anything away from the Kitchener Lions here today. They have played excellent as well. but he has been a huge reason, if not the biggest reason, why they find themselves in their first finals. Nice passing play. Chad Spur scores, makes the water bottle dance. Chad Spur has been on fire this afternoon.
That's 5 goals, Chad Spur, in this tournament alone. I think he's going to be climbing that scoring leadership in the 3HL Tour just by one tournament.
Unbelievable by the captain. You see on the replay, a back pass that just goes right back from Burgoyne. He makes no mistake and beats Pitton for his 5th goal of the season.
Well, they say the best leaders lead by example, and that's exactly what he's doing down here on the ice today. Pat, 2-1. We knew it was going to be a close one. It always is in the finals. What are your thoughts so far after the first 7 minutes of play?
You know what? The 2 games that we've seen both these teams play, they definitely didn't worry about the feeling out process. I think they just kind of went at it, played a little bit of fire wagon hockey, as I use that term a couple of times. Now they're a lot more conscious when they take their chances. They're not taking shots when it's a 3-on-2 or, you know, even sometimes on a 2-on-1 if they don't have, you know, a prime chance. They're really taking their chances and trying to score because, Sam, as you've seen so many times before, if you miss your chance on a fast break, it's going the other way. As I mentioned that, Phil Brewer with a snapshot, but Pitton makes another big-time save. Here comes Chad Paincho, throws it to open space. And he finds Dan Lapointe. Dan Lapointe muscling his way through. And here comes Brewer. Brewer one-on-one. Smart play by Brewer just to wait for his teammates to come back onto the ice, and he makes a change.
That's the second time that we've seen Brian Pitton make a save like that and then find his brother at the red line ready to take off and have an offensive rush.
Oh!
So not only a great goaltender, but a 4th man on the ice truly for the Kitchener Lions.
Yes, absolutely, Sam. Great point there. These goaltenders in the 3HL Tour are so much more deadly if they know how to play the puck, and Brian Pitton is absolutely one of those players. Great battle along the half wall there, at center, I should say, along the boards. Alcock with it now, spins around, waits for a new man, and that's Jeff Kaster. Good to see he's okay after crashing into the boards. Mangos over to Kaster at center, running that triangle offense. Fires that in front. Alcock can't get a stick on it, though. And here come the Lions. Goubert sauces that over to Ryan. Ryan can't corral the pass. Puck goes all the way down, and Kaster's there for it. Ryan throws a big hit. Rinaldi fake clapper, shot. Standing strong once again is Brian Pitton. Rinaldi still picks up the puck. He's got all the speed all the time. Fires that over, and Pitton with another stop. Rinaldi picks the puck back up. Burgoyne over to Spur. Spur to Rinaldi. Rinaldi, nice little move. Oh, almost scores there. That would have been pretty. Oh, Rinaldi picks that one up. Oh, down and not out is Brian Pitton.
Rinaldi tapping his stick on the ice just in exhaustion from, you know, thinking about all those plays. Very nice, though, effort by Rinaldi.
Very nice effort indeed. The Lions on the attack now. Pitton tries to pick that through. Here comes Joey Tanute and Phil Brewer. 2-on-1. Tanute dances through and goal. That's what everyone has been waiting for. The first pick overall in this year's 3HL draft. Gets his first goal on the tour, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint. Fake shot goes Cheddar.
Unbelievable. That's what we've been waiting for. It's only taken them 3 games to get there, but you know what? It takes everybody a couple games to adjust, or a couple tournaments if they don't make the first round. This was nice to see him catch on and put one in the net.
Absolutely, Sam. Couldn't agree more. Here they come again. Phil Brewer waits. Shot big time. Stop by Pitton once again. Shutting the door, keeping this game at 3-1. Hamilton leads. Joey Tanute with it now. The latest goal scorer. And that one's going to be over and back, as the puck goes all the way down to Brett Leggett, who has been a little bit of an unsung hero. Haven't talked about him nearly as much, but he has been strong in between the pipes, to say the least.
It'll be nice to see if Hamilton has him as a consistent goaltender throughout the year, that's for sure.
Here comes Alcock over to Kaster. Kaster kisses the pipe there. That one goes out of bounds. Pitton, like I mentioned before, when you're great
It's a little luck.
Normally a little bit of luck definitely helps as well.
Kiss in the post.
Yes. Mangos with it now. Finds Burgoyne out in front. Burgoyne in all alone. Waits. Shot and scores. Mike Burgoyne, more patience than a doctor with that one. He tickles twine to extend this lead to 4-1. And the Tigers can taste their second check of the 3HL Tour.
We talk about it a lot on the tour. Professional players and ones that have played in the NHL, AHL have a lot of games under their belt and a lot of experience that have the patience to wait for the right opportunity to shoot the puck. Mike Burgoyne being one of those. The patience to make a team like this, the patience to score a goal like that. Absolutely,
Sam. We talked to Mike Burgoyne after their first tournament, and that was one thing he said. It's a lot of the 3HL Tour, it's about waiting for your chances. And here, speaking of chances, the Lions with a chance there. They can't convert. Extra attacker on the ice. Pitton with a one-touch pass. Can't get through there. Puck still bouncing around. Callan Wild fires that one out. Big shot. That one goes wide for Pitton.
Pat, I agree here with the pulling of the goalie, but so early. When you think about it in the 3HL Tour, it's only 14 minutes run time. When do you actually pull the goaltender is the question.
It's tough. Brewer there. That's the thing. You don't want to leave. Oh, Brewer missing the cage there. Puck now will Tanute over to Brewer. Brewer is just going to wait, and he finally gets that empty netter he was looking for, extending his 3HL scoring lead. And more importantly, what he'll tell you is extending that lead as Brewer just puts that one in. You're not going to find an easier goal for Phil Brewer as his team has a 5-1 lead with a minute 25 to go here. The Tigers are so close to winning their second tournament of this young 3HL season. Brewer just going to add to his already impressive stat sheet with another empty netter, and Pitton's going to go back in the cage.
Yeah.
As we are now down to the final minute, so we will have stop time.
Pat, we spoke about players throughout this entire tournament, about ones that really deserved, to be Ship My Pants MVP, and we talked about Brian Pitton a lot, and unfortunately, it's looking like they're not going to come out on top, or else he would definitely be our MVP. On Hamilton, who has impressed you the most in this game and tournament?
I mean, Brian Pitton's definitely still my pick. I don't know if you can give it to a losing team. I would definitely still think about it, but I think Chad Spur has to be the Ship My Pants MVP for this Tigers team. I mean, you could pick a lot of players. So Alcock with it now. He's just going to choose to throw that one down. 15 seconds left. The Tigers are just going to try to chew up as much clock as possible as they are almost on their way to cashing in their second big check in just 3 tournaments. And as the clock expires, anyone who thought, maybe it's beginner's luck, you can throw that one out the window as the Hamilton Tigers pick up their second 3HL Tour win in just their 3rd appearance in 3-on-3 pro hockey. Sam, I think these guys are the real deal.
Pat, I think we've got our hands on our hands here, an incredible all-star team of 3-on-3 professional hockey players in the team of Hamilton Tigers. Unbelievable, from seeing the additions of Phil Brewer and Josh Rinaldi and going over to somebody like Chad Spur, and then talking again about Brett Leggett, the goaltender. Just overall the trifecta and the patience on Mike Burgoyne, the whole team really, really has a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. It's a total team effort. That's what the Hamilton Tigers preach. You do have your stars like Rinaldi. You have your stars like Phil Brewer, and today Chad Spur, the captain, was a star, no doubt as well. And I think, if I have a feeling, I think Chad Spur might be the Ship My Pants tournament MVP as well.
I think Justin is pointing at him right now. I don't want to walk over to him just because he's all the way on the other side of the ice here, but we'll see if we can get him for a quick word in just a moment on the broadcast, just before he takes a check here.
And as Justin's signaling up, just making sure, double checking, you see there, Ship My Pants player of the game. He's also the MVP of the 3HL second annual Guelph Games, and how impressive for this Tigers team. Just their third tournament ever on the tour, and they've already picked up their second tournament victory.
Talk about putting money in the bank. This team has been an incredible force to be reckoned with when it comes to putting money in the bank.
Yes, absolutely, Sam, no doubt. You see the back of these guys' heads. Hopefully we'll maybe be able to see if they can turn around and maybe get a picture from the other side so the fans at home can see the Tigers as well with that big check. The second time they've won it. Hopefully, Sam, you'll be able to talk to.
It looks like they might be taking it for a skate just like Lord Stanley. But, oh, here they go. They're turning around here.
There you see it there. As Josh Rinaldi gives the money sign as well. So, once again, the Tigers champions. Phil Brewer waves to mom and dad. Great to see these guys not only are cashing checks, snapping necks, but they're also having fun while they're doing it too. And Sam McDade is now going to be joined by the Ship My Pants tournament MVP, the captain. I mean, he had himself one heck of an afternoon here in Guelph.
An incredible resume here in this tournament. 5 goals for you. You are our Ship My Pants MVP. I got to say it really carefully, but you're our MVP of the tournament. What was gelling today for you and your team?
I think we just changed the lineup a bit, and we changed our game up, and it seemed to be working the first game. We just kept it going for the rest of the tournament.
What's next? You guys have stuffed your pockets. You're leading in the money. You're leading in the money. You're leading in the league. What's next for you guys when it comes to tournament number 4?
Well, I think it's going to be tougher the next tournament because everyone's going to be after us if we keep winning. So we're the team to beat now, so obviously it's going to get tougher and tougher.
That's right. Well, thanks so much for chatting with me. Congratulations and good game.
Thank you.
You heard it here first, Pat. They're going to have a target on their back. They're going to be the team to watch as they keep winning and keep stuff in their pockets with 3HL Tour money.
Yes, the Tigers' pockets are stuffed indeed. Another tournament victory for the Lions, or sorry, the Tigers. They beat the Lions, who had a very, very impressive run to the finals. 6-1, the Tigers win. And Sam, like you said, this Tigers team, they have a huge target on their back now. I mean, they had a target going into their second tournament after winning their first 3HL Tour, and they lost in the semifinals to I believe it was Newmarket, yes, who they did beat here, so a little bit of vengeance. So no doubt going forward, the Tigers are a force to be reckoned with. I'll have to check the schedule. I don't think they are in the next tournament when we are up in Guelph. I think they've got a couple of tournaments left to kind of rest up and maybe game plan more because, like you said, teams are going to be gunning for the squad.
That's right, and it was nice to see Chad Spur really get the Ship My Pants MVP nod because after that first game, 100% if it wasn't Brian Pinton, he definitely deserved it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Sam, it was – we talked about how this could potentially be one of the best 3HL tournaments in the year and a couple of tournaments that we have had. And I think – I mean, I'm going to have to go back and watch the tapes, but off the top, you know what? I think it was. I think we saw, some great electric games between – 8 great teams from all across the province. That semifinals between Guelph and Kitchener was an instant classic. Of course, the score of this game wasn't as close as probably the game seemed to show. But, Sam, I think this tournament showed that, not only are the Hamilton Tigers the real deal, I think now the Lions have showed that they are a legitimate team. The Newmarket Saints have showed consistency that they can be a top team. And the other thing that showed is the Guelph Brewers, they are invincible. Yes, you know what? They are probably one of the top teams in the league, but they can also still lose. So, Sam, we will be back for the 3HL Oshawa Showcase on December 9th. We will also be back as well on the 23rd of December for the 3HL Aurora Christmas Classic. Sam, before we get going, any final last thoughts?
All I can think about is I cannot wait to return for the final Champions Cup here because the atmosphere in this arena was just electric, and I can't wait to see our top 8 teams battle it out because I just don't know at this point, Pat, who our top 8 is going to be. It's going to be a close one.
Oh, it's going to be so close. We'll have to take a look at the standings. I mean, it's tough to see with, teams that have played more games than other. We're going to start to even things out and really see who are the top dogs. But I agree. I think the parity in the league is as good as it has ever been. The top 8 is going to be very tight, and there are going to be some disappointed teams looking on the outside at the 3HL Champions Cup back here on April 21st. But for everyone here at 3HL TV, including myself, Sam McDade, and the folks here with JVI Sports Network, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to another 3-on-3 pro hockey event. And we will see you once again, of course, December 9th at the Tribute Community Center for the 3HL Oshawa Showcase. Until then, we will see you later.